inspired one. What's going on, everybody? We're here. We're live. We're joined today on the Poker Live podcast. I definitely want to do a different intro. By a young man who has been new to poker over these past couple years. He's been streaming hardcore on Twitch. And over this past year, man, this guy's been having a ton of success. He's been making final tables left and right. He's been working on his game, getting a lot better. He's got a huge audience over on Twitch, sponsored by Poker Stars. He was on a reality show, which I've got to talk about that. Of course, he was on Big Brother Canada. He ended up having a showman. I don't know if it's called a showmance there, if that's just an American thing. He ended up having a showmance with one of the girls. I mean, he does it all, I guess, right? Listen, how do you go on a reality show and find a girlfriend? You got to be doing something right, man. Oh, he's been a guy that I've been wanting to have on for a long time. And finally, I felt like the time is right to have Kevin Martin on the podcast. What's up, puppy? Welcome to the Poker Live podcast, man. What's happening, buddy?
Life is good. As always, your intro game is bar. It just excels every single time. Thank you for the kind words. Fun to be on. I feel like the Poker Life podcast is almost like a passage for a lot of people. So I'm glad that this is a baptism for me, you know. And so thank you for having me on. Excited to talk about a wide range of stuff. Let's do this. 2017's off to a good start. I'm just really excited.
Yeah, well, technically, I wanted to have you on right when you started playing, but then people are like, you can't have Kevin. I just started playing poker. I'm like, I like the fucking guy. I want to have the kid on, but I was like, all right, fine. Once something starts happening, once you start getting better, he starts having results. I'm like, all right, now I can have Kevin on. I ain't gonna worry about nobody saying no bullshit, no shit like that. So then I'm like, all right, let's go do it. Let's do it now. So I'm happy that, hey, man, it seems like something's been going on, man. You've been turning the corner here. You've been having a lot of really good results. I don't know what happened, man. You got in the lab, you fucking put the key in the front door. You said, hey, let's start working on my game, or what's going on?
So yeah, when I started playing online tournaments, I guess a year and a half ago. So I used to play live poker full time. That was like good. When you win at low stake live poker, you kind of have an inflated image. You're like, oh, I'm pretty good at this game, when in reality, you really have no concept. So when I started playing online, I kind of turned the webcam on. I said, let's play. So as soon as I started playing tournaments online, I streamed them right to Twitch. And we got really messed up. I had no concepts. I didn't know how to play short stacks at all. I didn't know shoving ranges. I didn't know anything. And we got chewed up and we got beat up. And I was firing high stakes too, right? I was playing big tournaments every Sunday. So got beat up, and then just frustration, dropped down stakes. I was playing very, very low. And then I was like, what is going on? This game is super tough online. Everyone, people don't fold online. They're really aggressive. This is a totally new game. So I went out to some people and I said, hey, how do I get better? And they're just they looked at my database, they looked at my results, and they said, wow, you're really, really far behind. So they said, stop streaming as much, cut that down, and you need to hit the lab immediately. And for multiple months in a row, I studied over surplus of 10 hours a week. I just really hit the lab on every single concept and worked. And we still have a long ways to go, but the results have come in really nicely. We're now really doing well at the stakes that we're playing, and we're starting to sprinkle in some high stake games on the stream. So yeah, it's a direct correlation towards there is natural talent with poker. Some people can come into the gaming and get a natural understanding and really do well, but it's basically, if you work hard, you get results. It is a direct correlation, and it's just so it's really cool when you dedicate so much time to something and you really want it for the results to come. And my channel's peaking right now. We're having so much success. So it's a lot of fun. I still don't consider myself anywhere close to a professional player. I consider myself a professional streamer that plays poker, but it's nice to kind of, try to show resemblance of that professional side a little bit.
Yeah, man. I put this in the description. I said, not right now, but I think in the future for sure, man. If you keep up this pace and keep working at it like this and keeping the hours, keep the work ethic, there's no way, as you mentioned, right? It's about hard work. It's really hard to not have success if you start putting in hard work. And at some point, you mentioned the lab, you got to start working on your game a little bit more outside the table. And so I'm glad that you I feel like that's a lot of Twitch guys, some of my Twitch friends that I know, some guys in the Grind Nation. I think that some people don't really value the idea of putting in some time away from the table. As you mentioned, 10 hours a week. It's not too many hours. In theory, it's really not that many hours, but the results you get back from putting in those hours for just a period of time is something that you're seeing. You literally saw it seem directly after you started doing that.
Yeah, and a lot of it is I've been on the right side of variance with a couple of my big scores for sure. We can't discount that. Of course, you have to be on the right side of variance, but it directly is. I wonder if you broke it down from a math perspective, the amount you make per hour that you study I'm sure is much larger than the hour you make per you play. You know, like if I've played this many hours and I've had these results, I just really think it's like super, super valuable. And I can understand it's like super dry when you go to these training sites and you watch some of this content. It's like snooze fest, you know. You really have to buckle down and to go over your hands if you've had a losing session, you're slightly tilted, to go over your hands and try to find mistakes when maybe you're kind of in a grumpy mood. It's hard, and it's definitely, but I've had the motivation of like, I'm not only playing for me, like I'm playing for my community on my Twitch channel. You know, every time I lose deep in the tournament and I punt and make a mistake, I'm upset I lost the money, but there's like thousands of people watching me that like I really want to, you know, they're watching me on their time. I have to perform for them. So that's kind of how I motivate myself to put the time in the lab. It's not just for me. It's like, I'm going to succeed as a Twitch streamer if I have deep runs. So that kind of helps, but it's hard. Kids, so many people come on Twitch and say they're losing, they're having bad results, and they ask me, what should I do? What should I do? How do I get luckier? How am I getting unlucky? That's a common thing. Hey, I'm having an unlucky stretch. I'm like, kid, hit the lab. Let's work on your game and let's go.
I'm gonna tell you what you do. You buy my new poker book, Chasing the Poker Dream, The Qualities of a Successful Poker Player. You start there, $9.99, the best poker book for $9.99 you'll ever buy in your fucking life. I guarantee it. Or
yo, can I get an affiliate link for your poker book? Why have we not?
I don't know that. I had a prop bet. I wrote it 11 days. I put it up. And by the way, people said you can't write a good book in 11 days, Kevin. I'm here to tell you, you can do anything you fucking want to do. Put your mind to it, okay? Yeah. If you can play 600,000 hands a month, you can write a good book in 11 days. And I'm telling you right now, you can't. It's like hard to for me. I don't know how you consume material, but for me, I always feel like if I get one piece of value from something, then it's worth it for me. Whether it's a video, a subscription, a fucking book, a coaching session. I was going to get aligned with that last comment, but anything like that, I feel like it's all about the way that you try to look for value and the way that you go into a book, a video, an article, a blog post, anything like that. It's your challenge to take away as much value from that as you can.
Absolutely, for sure. I haven't cracked the Joe Ingram book, but it's on the list. I got a few other big ones ahead of it, but don't worry, it's there, baby. I'll check it out sometime.
That's the thing, man. There's a lot of great books out there. You know, poker books, non-poker books. There's just so much great material out there. And one of the big things I've been doing these past 6 months is reading constantly, reading a lot of books, taking a lot of courses with different things. And I'm a little bit sad of myself that I didn't do it the previous 10 years. I never was into books, never into videos, but I mean, are you reading a lot of books? Or are you a guy that likes to read?
No, I'm not a reader, actually, to be honest. Like as soon as my content's YouTube right now, I'm not watching cable television or even like TV shows. It's just all about YouTube. A lot of poker stuff on YouTube and a lot of non-poker stuff on YouTube. I love like the YouTube as a that's all my entertainment. I just every single day. I haven't watched or read a book in a long, long time.
Yeah. Chat says this dude is 100% on drugs right now, dude. I'm not on fucking drugs. I get excited.
which guy are they talking about right now?
Yeah, which guy? Probably me. I don't know. Probably. Are you on drugs right now, Kevin?
No, sober, stone sober.
All right, I want to go back. I want to talk about
a little caffeine from this Starbucks here.
Okay, so you were a DJ before. I didn't know this, but so let's go back a little bit about your backstory. Because I'm sure most of the guys on Twitch that follow you regularly probably know bits and pieces about your story. But I kind of want to go back and so you were a DJ before. Like, what was the progress like to be from live poker, DJ, Big Brother, and then online poker?
Yeah, for sure. So graduated high school. I was like, what do I want to do with my life? I really didn't know. To me, at 18 years old, I was like, money equals happiness. In my mind, that was the direct equation. So like, how can I make money? And I thought I was going to go in the medical field, whether that was dentistry or something. I saw that there was a lot of money there. I said, that's going to lead to happiness. I went to some career counselors and talked to them, and they basically said, you're crazy. You're not going to be happy. They looked at my personality. They said, you're outgoing. You're a people person. You got to do something with people. So they recommended that I go study media. So I went to post-secondary school for radio and television media. I did a 2-year program there and became a radio DJ at a rock station in southern Alberta. And I don't know anything. I didn't know anything about rock and roll. I would literally be like, so if I had a Metallica song coming up, I would Google Metallica, like, it's like, this was off their 7th album. And then I would, from their 7th album, Metallica, and I would sell it on my own. So anyway, we did that for about 1.5 years. I worked at a rock station. Pretty cool job. The radio and rock stations is not great. There's not a ton of people printing in the media world, unless you get to like a big superstar level, then you can do well. But while I was at the radio station, I had a week off of work. I didn't have many friends in my new town. I was like, let's pick up a hobby. And for some reason, I decided on poker. I always played the game recreationally. I didn't know any rules. I knew how the game worked. I didn't know any concepts though. So I picked up a book, started reading it, and the second chapter I remember very clearly was about continuation betting. Like, holy shit. And I was just like reading the chapter. It was like, you can bet when you don't hit the flop. It was just this profound concept that you could make money with betting without a hand, you know. As a when you first started playing poker, it's like you call pre-flop, you have cards, you hit, and you're like, oh, I hit the flop, right? And then so I just fell in love with it, and I started reading more and more and more. And yeah, I went to play 1-2 at the casino one night. I remember very clearly. I didn't have a ton of money, but I took like $200. And I'm like, all right, this is an experience. I plan to learn. I'd watched Rounders a couple times, and in my mind, you know, the guys that are crushing the games in Rounders, these are like the guys I'm going to face at the casino. I thought if you're playing with money at the casino, you have to be good at poker. Like, these guys are not going to risk hundreds of dollars without being good. And very quickly, within 20 minutes, I mean, I didn't have very many skills, but I quickly learned that no one else knew what they were doing with some of the concepts. Like, yeah, I mean, when you're playing low, that's not really a bang bang. They're just kind of having like fun there. So when I saw the people playing the 10-3 suited pre-flop, the ace 5 offsuit pre-flop for big chunks of their stack, I quickly said, you know what, this is a very, very cool thing. So after my first session playing live poker, I think I even slightly lost. Like, wow, this is a game I want to keep getting better at. So I was working full time at the radio station. I would just like read books about poker and work on my poker game. And I started playing pretty consistently at the casino, and I kept very careful results. Every time I went on an app, I would say like, hey, I bought into the game for this much money. I left for this much money, and it would graph my results and stuff. I think I was making like $10 an hour for the first 2.5 months. And my mind was blown, and the graph was going pretty straight up. I'm like, this cannot be sustainable. I'm going to go through a bad streak. So another 2 months, I've moved it up to $14 an hour. And I'm like, I'm making $14 an hour playing cards. I was telling my family about it. I was telling my friends about it. I was just so excited about it. And then I got the bankroll up to a number where I felt slightly comfortable, and I got that hourly rate over $20 playing 1-2. And I said, you know what, let's just do this full time. I'm not making $20 an hour doing radio. So I said, let's do this. I quit my radio job, and I moved to Calgary, Alberta, where there are 24-hour poker rooms because I wanted to play around the clock. And I lived by myself when I was, I guess I was 21. Yeah, 21. And I played poker full time. I played like 65 hours a week. By the way, I wasn't really working on my game because I was one of the better rigs playing 1-2, and there just wasn't a very strong field. So I kind of felt like, you know, at 21 years old, when you're playing cards for a living and you haven't really faced anyone super good, you kind of have an inflated ego about how good you actually are. For sure. Anytime you're winning money at 21, 22 playing poker, I mean, I was winning money when I would have winning sessions, rather. I thought I was the fucking man. You know, you walk around with $1,000, you're like, man, am I the best poker player in the world? My God, man. Yeah, you definitely start thinking that when you're playing live poker. You have no context to compare it to at all. And like, you look around the casino, there's 4 tables of 1-2, and you think you're the best. You're like, okay, why am I working on my game? So moving to online and getting humbled, I think was actually the best thing for me long term, you know, like to get humbled and to get crushed a little bit and to have your ego squashed and then say, oh, wait, like, okay, we can get better, you know, is overall a really good thing. No, I definitely agree with that. I think sometimes it takes you experiencing failure, if you want to call it failure, losing, sort of. I think that's what's great about losing sessions or downswings is that when we're winning, we're so like, man, we're so fucking good. Like, are you working on your game? Nah, man, I ain't doing shit. Yeah. And then when you start losing, you're like, oh, wait a second. Wow, maybe I should. I need to go work on my game. I think anytime you lose, it motivates a lot of people. But in theory, you should be trying to work on your game when you're winning and losing. But I think a lot of people aren't to that point quite yet. Do you feel like you're at that point when, like right now, because now you start having more success? So can't talk right now. So does that mean that you haven't been putting as much time in studying lately as you were before? I mean, the amount of hours, like when I first went hard in the paint, I was like 10 hours a week of studying, and that's definitely smaller now, but that's not because I don't want to keep better. It's just like, now that I have momentum with my Twitch channel, I feel like putting in the volume there is really important as well. I want to keep studying and getting better for sure. I haven't done it as much as I was lately. It's still super important. I have to show progression. So like the lab is still going to be a place for me. Just to touch on that point you said, my coach, Rob Tinian, he's a guy I've been working a lot with. He has a training site or whatever. That's what he said. He said when he's working. So you're going to give the training site a shout out? Maxvalue.com. I mean, I don't want to just come on here. Shout out, man. Come on, he's a fucking coach. Shout out, baby. Shout out to Rob, man. Shout out to Rob. You know Rob Tinian? Yeah, you got to give him a shout out. Come on. I don't want to come in here and just push all these links and these. Push whatever you want, man. I want to see how you do it. Maxvalue.com. My boy Rob Tinian. What he says when he's working with new students, sometimes the worst thing for them to happen is for them to have a decent sized bink at the start. He commonly finds graphs on shark scopes where it's just like losing, huge bink. And then guess what? They move up in stakes, baby. They have that inflated view of how good they are, and then they just get smacked around. He says like the common students that have success are sometimes the ones that just lose at the start before they had that bink, and then they figure out, oh, I have to work hard in my game. So, and what he also, there's another great line that he used is when a student has a big bink, we just perceive that he was on the right side of variance and that he just got lucky. And when students aren't winning, we just think they aren't working hard enough. So he's like it's like a pessimistic way to think, but it keeps you motivated to keep getting better and keep trucking.
So kind of go back to the story you said. So you're playing live poker, 21. How long were you doing that for before you started getting into, I guess the Big Brother happened and then you got into online poker?
Yeah. So when I was 21, I played it for 14 months full time. Again, 1-2, I don't really know the game quality in Vegas or some places in the States. I don't know how much you can achieve per hour, but just in here in Alberta, there's a really big oil economy, and the level of poker play is pretty low. So you could definitely make a full-time living at 1-2. At the end of the day, I think I ended at like $24 an hour throughout my whole career, and I was just like terrible. I was really, really bad in hindsight. I wonder what I could achieve if I went back. So making $24 an hour definitely was enough for a full-time living for me. So I played 14 months. I had 1 break-even month, 13 winning months, and I thought I was the boss. Yeah, we played 14 months, and we thought we were really, really good. There was a 2-5, there was a 5-10 that ran. I played those once in a while, but those games were tougher, right? There were good regs in that game. I truly felt like my hourly rate was better at 1-2 than the 2-5 or 5-10 a lot of the time. So yeah, we loved it. It was kind of I look back very fondly at that time of my life. It's very different now. Playing online in front of everyone, but there was something to be said for going in and holding chips. You know, live poker has that old authentic feeling. So yeah, that was a really fun time of my life.
So then how did the Big Brother thing happen?
So I was playing full-time poker, and the Big Brother thing happened. Listen, it was super, super cool. So I was playing full-time, and Big Brother Canada had been going on for a couple years. And basically, to give some backstory on that, growing up, you ever watch Survivor?
Of course I watched Survivor. Of course, I was at the Survivor finale when Anna was on the show. Anna Kate.
Anna Kate, yeah.
I went to the finale in LA for that, and I met all the. I got to see the cat. I mean, yeah, it was fun. It was fun. That's fun cool. Trip. Fun times out there.
Growing up, I loved Survivor. It was my favorite television show. I loved the strategy. I loved the storytelling. I was emotionally connected to characters on Survivor. I loved it. I loved the show so much that I planned to move to the States. I wanted to move to the States to get my dual citizenship so I could apply to be on Survivor. Because you can't apply as a Canadian. So I like really was obsessed with reality TV, and I wanted to compete so badly. That was the plan. And then it got announced that Big Brother Canada was going to come. When it got announced when I was 19, that was season 1. Sure enough, I applied every single year. Season 1, I applied. I actually got a call from the producers, and we actually chatted, but I was kind of, I didn't present my character very well. What I quickly learned is, like, if you want to get cast on reality TV shows, it's a game of skill. You know, you really have to be good. So season 1, I applied, got contacted, but they quickly disposed of me. Season 2 of Big Brother Canada, applied, didn't even hear from them at all. Season 3, that's when I was playing poker full time. I said, all right, I got a story, and I'm going to learn how to promote myself. And to talk about the lab work, I hit the lab for reality TV casting. Like, I did all the research. I went on the forums. I bought a book on reality TV casting. I really tried to study the system to exploit it to get cast. And I mean, I got cast on Big Brother Canada definitely as myself. It was my personality. It was just like my personality on steroids. You know, I really played up some factors, and I lied about how much money I made to them and stuff. Like, because I wanted to give them a story so they could put me on the show. They don't put duds on reality TV. They take, like, they always have stereotypes. They have the nerd, but they really get the nerd, you know, with the glasses, the high shorts. They have the sexy blonde girl. They don't get any sexy blonde girl. They get the sexiest blonde girl. And for me, I wanted to be kind of a fun-loving goofing, but kind of like a cold-blood killer on the show. So I presented that character to them through the poker, and I really played up the character. And sure enough, went through the entire costume process. I mean, that was in itself pretty fascinating. So again, just to sum it up quickly, when you apply for Big Brother Canada, approximately they get 10,000 applications. The first cut is just massive. They just cut out. They only contact about 4 to 5% of all people that apply. So 20 people apply, they're contacting 1. 9 are instantly cut. So that first cut, if you want to apply for reality TV, is an absolute slaughter. So all right, I got to the second round. It's about 400, 500 people left. I do a Skype interview with the producers, 45 minutes. Again, I make the most money. I'm the sexiest. Do I actually believe these things? No, but I really sold it to them. I really fucking played it up. Yeah. Oh yeah, I went for it. I made the next cut, and this is where it got serious. Is like they cut from 500 to about 45 to 50 people left. Flew us out to Toronto, 3 days, did a physical test, psychological examination, talked to the producers for a couple hours. And again, this is the cut, baby. There's 50 people left. 15 people get on the show. I think I made a good impression. And they contacted me a few weeks and they said, you're on, come compete. So it was just an entire trip. Like,
wait, so you told them I make the most money. I'm the best looking. I get all the girls. I'm the poker man around Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And he's like, I'm in. They want this guy.
I mean,
does happen?
Well, I don't know if they believed it or not, but I could present it well. Yeah. Yeah. And I remember it very, very clearly. The producers one time, they're like, hey, do you have a nice body? And I'm just, I was like,
do you? I don't know.
I took off my shirt. Yeah, I didn't give him a physical answer. I gave him the physical proof, and like I didn't. But I was just like, you just really have to play up a character. You really have to go for it. So I showed myself to them in a very, very outgoing, it was kind of like, yeah, Kevin Martin on steroids, and I guess they bought it. I mean, I got on. So 10,000 people applied. They put on 15. I mean, how it's like kind of like making the final table of the World Series of Poker, right? How many? Like 6,000 people play the World Series main event, and final table's 9. So it's a similar ratio. So we ran good to get on, and that kind of launched everything. My Twitch platform and my YouTube platform would not be where it is today if I did not, play Big Brother Canada.
Yeah. So after Big Brother happened, how did it happen where you got like onto Twitch? It seemed like you went kind of after that, and then you were on Twitch pretty quickly.
Well, I Twitch streamed before a few times, but totally as kind of like recreation and almost like not a joke, but just like me just having fun. Because at that time, Jamie Staples were just like best buddies. We met playing live poker. Jamie Staples, shout out to Jamie. By the way, the kid is killing it. He final table bubbled the warm up yesterday. It was 56 for first. He got 10th, and I was just like really trying to send my vibes his way.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, man. He's going to do well. He's going to do well, man. He's got the work ethic, man. Once he controls that work ethic and he puts into poker, he's going to do well, man. I got no doubt about that, man.
For sure. I mean, everyone has highs and lows and stuff. And I think Jamie's really going to peak. I really do believe in that guy. I know he gets a lot of hate from some communities online, and it's pretty brutal. But I really truly believe he's going to step up and show people that he has the ability. So I wish him all the best. It's weird. I'm not living with him anymore. We lived together for like 2 years. He's off in Europe right now, but the kid's gonna bink something huge here. The kid's got the work ethic. Anyway, shout out to Jamie Staples.
I want to go back. I want to go back right to that. Mm-hmm. You know what's crazy, right? Is that if at some point in time, let's say Jamie wins the tournament, let's say he wins it 7 months ago, the narrative, what people say, is completely different. And how fucking crazy is that?
It's ridiculous.
Instead of having, and this is just fucking crazy. It's really crazy. Instead of having this 8th place finish, he has a 1st place finish in one of those tournaments, or instead of, one or two different things go wrong. All of a sudden, like, people can't say these same. They can't talk the same shit they can. They can't say the same fucking shit they can on the forums or in comments or anything like that. And that's what's wild, is because it's just when these tournaments, it's just crazy. I find it crazy how there's certain people who have won a big tournament or made a final table who have got second. I don't mention any names, but now they're perceived as like these great poker players when they just had this one score. And that's what I think, I don't play many tournaments, and I don't really pay too much attention to the whole entire tournament community as a whole. But I think that aspect of it's pretty wild, is that you're perceived by if you had that one big score, and if you didn't, it's like, yeah, dude, you suck, or you're this, you're that, or whatever.
Sure. I mean, and I've been on the right side of that narrative recently. Like, if I didn't get lucky and bink the mini million for the 22K, I don't think the narrative would be as high as it is right now. People in the community are super supportive because, like, I have a cool story of like a kid who worked hard and is like making it. But, if I didn't have those couple of binks, how many times did I get a bad in that run? And like Jamie just got 10th yesterday. He could have had 56K up top. I mean, for every Fade or Holtz that's binked these tournaments, there's super talented players that just didn't run good in the right moments. That's why a lot of Twitch streamers I don't think show results. Is like it's super variance dependent, and people in the community don't understand. I mean, most of the tournament players don't understand how lucky you have to be to get those big binks at certain moments. So yeah. But I mean, Jamie's gonna get it. You're not part of the tournament community. Is a weird place. It really is.
Is it?
It's high and low. I mean, perceptions on streamers, even Tonka, like one of the most popular streamers. I mean, the narrative on him is always high, but he can go a month or 2 months and not win anything. He's firing these high stakes, and you can see the chat get a little bit salty. If he's just,
I love it. I fucking love these guys in the chat. These guys sitting there, fucking go to work, go home, get the fucking case of beer, come on Twitch. Oh, you fucking suck, Tonka. It's like, all right, guys, calm down. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the nature of Twitch or nature of chat in general, nature of online. If you're not winning, then you're losing. People don't like losers; they like winners. They're gonna hate on you or whatever. So,
for sure,
I mean, that's sort of what comes along with being, guys who stream it on Twitch a lot. Is you have to deal with those negative comments, and you have to deal with the positive comments.
It used to bug me, especially before I went in the lab and like really worked hard. Is it like when people are salty and you're trying to do your best on Twitch and maybe you run a bluff that you think was really good and it didn't work out, and some Joe Blow is commenting about it and you're in a sensitive moment, it can definitely get to you. I think as you stream longer and maybe have more experience, you build up a thicker skin. And Tonka is like one of those guys that if someone's salty, you can say, just like look at my resume, like boom, end of conversation.
You know what he says? So it's what he does. Kevin, he pulls out his book. He says, check my receipts, motherfucker. Check the receipts right here. I got receipts right here. I got proof. It ain't no allegedly. I got proof. I mean, that's what it is. People respect receipts. You put in body work, you put in results, you're going to get respect from people. For sure. And I mean, unless you're Doug and you go play micro stakes and then you can't beat it for a period of time, even Doug isn't going to get no. I mean, they're even hating on Doug when he was losing during the bankroll challenge. So, I mean, if he's not immune to it, then I guess no one's immune to it.
The best example I can have of like why Twitch is just, the Twitch chat is just, there was one time I was watching Doug Polk play high stakes heads up sit and goes, and heads up sit and goes have a lot of variance, right? He won the first three. He was up $3,000. He was playing 1Ks. I think he lost 7 in a row, if I remember correctly. It was either 6 or 7 in a row. So he went up 3K and then he went down. Now he's down 4K. And you could actively see the chat turn on him after he lost his 5th in a row, 6th in a row. And people would say, Doug, are you spewy today? Are you playing well? Like, this is one of the best in the world playing a high variance form of poker, and he just loses a normal amount. And it's like, all right, if people are criticizing the best in the world, like, what are they going to do with me when I don't win? So I just take it. And I mean, if people obviously care that much to be mean towards me, I mean, it's kind of like a compliment. It's like, oh, I got a platform. I have big enough of an audience where we are going to have that negative side.
Yeah, I think what was I reading? I can't remember the exact quote I was reading last night, but it said something about that. Anytime you have an audience, if you're not getting critical feedback in a way, it's like you're not improving a lot of times. You sort of need that critical feedback to maybe understand that, hey, maybe I need to improve this, or I need to work at that, or I need to work at this. So it's really all about how you perceive the feedback. Sometimes I get comments, positive, negative comments. When I get negative comments, for the most part, I mean, I kind of laugh a lot. I'm like, okay. But sometimes they say things, I'm like, yeah, that's a good point. I feel like they might be coming from a place where they're just trying to talk some shit. And I get that. That's cool. But at the same time, I still take every comment with, maybe they're right. And maybe I could improve that. And I think that's how I've been able to improve at poker, at podcasting, at everything, is by not being so, I still like to ban people sometimes. I like to get people out of fucking chat. I try to keep a positive environment around my little community where I choose to spend my 24 hours in a day at. I want to keep it, relatively positive and upbeat instead of where it's, this or this or that. But yeah, I think, the negative comment thing is not going away. And you sort of have to figure out a way, if you're going to be doing it, to make it a positive in a way rather than negative.
Yeah. And when you allow people to anonymously give feedback on the internet, it's just going to happen. There's just going to be no safe space. So it can be highs and lows, especially for new Twitch streamers starting, I think. And I went through it too, but someone who's played for a month, 2 months, and they're like, wow, people get nasty sometimes. I think you just build up a thick skin, and it's something you develop for sure.
So what happened? Okay. So Big Brother, you meet the girl on there, right? You guys.
Oh God. Yeah.
Is this like a fake love for Big Brother? Is this a real love? Like how does this work exactly? Because believe it or not many of us have actually had a hookup on a reality show, so we don't quite know how that works or what that's like.
Yeah, I mean, so I got cast and I went on there, and I truly, we're not together anymore. We're really good friends. But I truly just kind of like fell in love. As cheesy as that sounds, and you watch like these Survivors, these Big Brother shows, and you say, oh, this is fake, it's scripted. There's no way there's real emotions. I can't explain it, dude. I really just fell for her so hard, and it was to my detriment, right? In a very strategical game where you have to push the emotion down and bring up the strategy and logical thinking. Something with being in a confined environment. We're in this house, right, where we can only contact to each other. There's no clocks, there's no books, there's no internet, there's no paper. I remember I took paper towel and I took mustard and a knife. This is how caveman. I took paper towel, I took mustard and a knife. I made playing cards out of mustard and paper towel, and we were playing cards for about 20 minutes. The producers called us to the diary room and they said, hand in your cards. You can't do that. They just like deprived us of any mental stimulation at all, right? We were truly in a barren, almost a cardboard box. They really deprived us, and it's part of the production of the show is they want to put us in a unique environment where senses get heightened, where we become an argumentative. You get that drama, right? So I'm in this setting where I'm super paranoid. I haven't seen my family, loved ones for weeks. I haven't talked to someone I could truly trust in weeks, right? Because everyone's lying to everyone, and then you get this sense of comfort, the sense of intimacy with someone we just fall for, and I just really did fall for her. It was a sense of like, you're the only one I feel safe with, so I just want to spend my time with you, and it was to a complete detriment, because in a strategical game where you're eliminating each other, and I'm matched with little cute Pilar, if we get targeted, I mean, they're going to go after the more physically strong male than the cute little Mexican girl. So it was an absolutely disastrous logical move if I was trying to win the game, but I couldn't help myself. I just couldn't deny my feelings. There you go. Talking about love. Oh, dude, it was just feeling. It was such a trip. Yeah.
For a woman and she calls you Poppy, you got to say yes. Did she call you Poppy? Mexican, right? Spanish speaker?
She does speak Spanish fluently, yes. She did not call me.
Say, hey, papi, colomos la cara monacita. What's up, papi? Did she say that? No?
I mean, we're going to... there was a couple fun things that happened, but I don't think we have to go into detail with those.
Do you think she would think it's weird that a lot of men like to call me papi?
I mean, no. I think that's a pretty normal thing.
Yeah. I don't think so, but it could be. I don't know, man. Like guys like to call me papi. I kind of like it, man. Shout out to all the guys in the chat. We got a lot of people out there today. What's going on, guys? I'll get some shout outs a little bit later. So, but yeah. So what happened? So after that, you guys kept dating. I know she was on Twitch a few times, and then so what happened? Just you guys end it. Long distance. You're doing poker. She's doing.
So I got eliminated from Big Brother. Got voted out in the middle of the game. I was pretty upset post show. I was pretty dominated. Although, I mean, the couple of months where I didn't leave my house, it really chewed me up. It was a weird, like, post-traumatic thing that I was really devastated with my finish in the game. I really wanted to win. Thankfully, I was represented well on the show. I got a really good edit. I came across as like fun-loving, goofy. For the time I was in there, I was a major character. I mean, I played the game kind of poorly. My game wasn't very good, but I was good at presenting stuff for the producers to work with. So I was one of the featured characters while I was on, which is kind of cool. So I had this audience after the show. But yeah, she moved in and we started dating, and I said, we just lived together full time. And the hype from reality TV dies out pretty quickly. It's a 5 minutes of fame. I would go to bars after the show, and I didn't pay for a drink for a long time. I was a little bit of a mini celebrity in Canada, but it died super fast. It was like 5 minutes of fame. No, it was like 30 seconds of fame. It was fun during the rush, but quickly, the new cast comes out, people forget about you, and that's fine. So yeah, I was like, what am I going to do now? I still love poker, still love Twitch. Jamie Staples was just killing the game at this moment in terms of viewers. He was one of the biggest one. I believe at that moment, in terms of just analytical viewers, Jason Somerville was the biggest streamer, and Jamie was like right there. He was huge. He was one of the first guys to do it really, really, really well. I said, let's do this. So we started streaming full time. Yeah, Peely was always around the house. She always came on the show, commented final tables. But yeah, yep. It was a cool time. When was that? That was, I guess this is the summer of 2017 coming up. So it's the summer of 2015.
All these guys on Twitch without you and Adrian Phoenix. No other guys with women on Twitch, man. That's it. That was like that was probably some of the highlights of these guys' career lives, man. Coming to see you having this guy Kevin streaming on Twitch, got this attractive girl with him, girlfriend. I mean, that's
it was funny. Peely would bring over her friends too, and like some of the other females from the show, and they're just like all just absolute gorgeous women, like they're just all drop dead gorgeous. So people would lose their mind whenever they came over, and people would stop commenting about the poker pretty quickly.
Yeah, people get, when they see a woman, they're like, it's like, I had a girl, I mean,
yeah.
I got to think about a lot of you guys leaving these comments, no bang bang, but I don't know, man, I don't know. Do you feel like having that girlfriend was distracting for you in terms of wanting to get better at poker? Because obviously in that situation, you want to spend a lot of time with her. You have a strong attraction to her. You're trying to do your Twitch stream, trying to build this up. It seems like something's got to be sacrificed in that situation. And it seems like actually studying poker, trying to put your all and energy into poker was probably the thing that was sacrificed.
For sure, dude. Like after I finish a Twitch stream and I have 2 hours, am I going to go, cuddle with this beautiful girl, or am I going to like go over my 3-betting ranges? I mean, I chose that every single time. So again, with all respect to her, like my poker is way better now that I'm single, and I'm like, it's just a pure, it's not a bang bang at all. Like our relationship was amazing, and we still talk all the time. But if I have more time in my day and I'm living by myself, of course I'm going to study better. It just makes sense that I would get better at poker if I'm not in a full-time relationship. Because that relationship, dude, I mean, you know it. You got to, like, if you don't invest in the relationship, it's similar to your poker game. It's going to die and fall flat. You have to, again, I'm not a love expert, but if you're not putting time into your relationship, it's not going to get better.
Yeah. I mean, I wrote about that in my book. It's just, because I was wondering why I had a couple, a little bit more serious relationships in like, a 9-year time span. But for the most part, I dated pretty, I didn't necessarily get too invested in any relationship. And for, there's a couple of different reasons why. But the big one was just I wanted to put all my emphasis on poker. My only goal was to becoming successful as I could at poker, get to the highest stakes, playing PLO. And like having these distractions, having any sort of extra energy or care or love towards another person is very contradicting to that. It was for me. Whether it's for everybody, I'm sure some people can pull it off. But yeah, I mean, was a big thing, is just kind of not having those distractions and those sort of emotions and feelings and desires to want to spend all this time with somebody. That was very much positive for me. And I sort of, in a way, I wish, you want to have both. But now that's something for me that I've been thinking more about, working more towards and wanting to get into. But yeah, I think if you want to become great at poker, it's unfortunately,
I agree.
Something.
Eventually when we get to a place, I'd love to slow down and like have family, have that awesome relationship and do that. But right now it's just too much, especially because like we're not, as a Twitch streamers, poker players, we're not showing up and doing a 9 to 5 where we start here and then leave there, right? We literally set our own schedules, and how much we work is how much we get out of it. So, I mean, imagine you're just working around the clock. I know Jamie Staples has the sickest work ethic I've ever seen. It's just unbelievable. The kid doesn't sleep, and me too. Like, we're just going 6-7 days a week, So that personal relationship was tough to find that time for sure.
Shasta 44 says, I think that's true, Joey. I broke up with my girlfriend to give my best shot at Vegas. Good luck, Shasta. Much love. Let us know how this goes, my friend. Let us know. So listen, man, sometimes you got to gamble. No gamble, no future is what my Asian uncle says. So sometimes you just got to take a shot, man. So we'll see what happens out there. So what's happening now? You're living by yourself. What happened? I know you're living with, you and Jamie were living together. You guys had the house, you and Little Stapler, and I think, maybe Jeff was up there for a little bit. So what happened with that? I saw there was some incident or something happened, a video. I don't know. I've seen some things, but I don't know exactly what's going on with that.
Oh yeah. So we lived in Montreal from the last fall. It was Jamie, myself, and Matt Staples, Jamie's little brother. By the way, Matt's stream is really doing well as well. Shout out to Matthew Staples, and up and comer. The kid is funny. The kid has the talent.
I like that kid, man. Yeah, he's a funny.
Dude,
he's not like a normal player. Yeah, he's like an actual like kind of like a skateboarder kind of kid, like a funny kid. I like him, man.
He's like the sarcastic kind of like troll humor. Like he's a memer, if you get laughs out of that, you'll really enjoy his channel. Sometimes that humor goes over my head, and he's dropped these one-liners and I don't get it. And then so we have a kind of a disconnect in humor sometimes, but the kid is going to do super well. And he obviously is. His stream is doing fantastic. So we lived in Montreal together. Jeff like popped in and like streamed for about half the time there. Jeff Gross is an energy, man. I know you did a podcast with him during that fall when he was like at a final table while he was doing the podcast, which I don't know how you would do, but he did it and he ended up winning the tournament. So Jeff is like the hype man, right? He really sparks some energy in us. Jeff is a guy who like knock on your door at 4 a.m. and be like, yo, the Hot 162 starting. Like, are we not going to play this? Like, he's that kind of guy. So he was awesome. We did the very successful, we had a week where we streamed 24/7. We did the Michael Phelps, we did a charity marathon where one of us were live for 24 hours. We each took shifts, and it was for 1 week straight. We raised $20,000 for charity. So that was super cool. And that was awesome. Yeah. And then the year ended. Jamie and Matt wanted to go to Europe. So they're in Vienna right now. And I didn't want to go international. I felt like that was a bad time for me. So strategically, I moved to Vancouver here. I have some friends here and stuff. But in terms of like 2017, I want to do some good things with my Twitch channel. This time zone's really, really good for me right now. Because in terms of for those of you who don't know, when you want to get viewers on Twitch, you really have to manage your schedule. Where if I stream against Tonka, I'm going to get smacked. The average person is going to choose him over me. If I stream against Jay Carver, same thing. So as me as like, I don't want to say tier of streamers because that's not how we should think about it. But these guys are ahead of me. I don't want to stream while those guys are streaming. I want to strategically place myself. So I'm on the West Coast now of North America, which is really, really good because Tonk usually finishes when I'm starting. Jay Carver's usually done, so I don't have to compete with the other mega streamers. So yeah, I'm living in Vancouver by myself. I've been here for about a month. I think it's awesome. I think it's cool. I love the city. And yeah, we're just basically we're buckling down 5 days of streaming a week on my channel and lab time on the side, baby. It's really, really cool.
Where are you living at in Vancouver? Which
downtown. I just got an Airbnb. Actually, it's just for the next 2 months.
Where's about what part of town is it in?
Yaletown in Vancouver.
Yeah, I lived in Yaletown, and I lived in Gastown, and I lived in regular downtown like Burrard and something else, like kind of more by the movie theater over there. So I lived all over downtown Vancouver, and I fucking love that place so much.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get out very much. I really should. I need to go out and get this. I'm just so pale and white. But when you're streaming full time, you got the gym grind on your side. You know, you're just busy. You just go.
What you eating for food? They got that salad place down there in Pacific. They got that place is pretty good. You ever been to that make your own salad place in there?
No, I have not.
It's on Pacific Boulevard. It's probably near. It's so good. You go in there, you just like pile things on a salad. You feel healthy because it's kind of got salad in it, but you can also put a bunch of other things in there too. Yeah. That's the place I missed the most. Was like this right down the street from my place. Get to go make my little salad.
I have not made my own salad yet, but that does sound like a lot of fun.
You don't go out. You ever go out down on what is it, Granville?
Granville once in a while. That place is happening. Granville is like I'm a pretty. You get some interesting situations there. The club scene's fun once in a while. I do enjoy it, but I have to be with the right people, Mm-hmm. I don't get very like rah, like there can be some interesting characters that are interesting to deal with. But yeah, the city's great. I love it, dude. Twitch for 2017 is like, when you go on Twitch Poker, I don't know who's on right now, but the directory overall the numbers are as high as they've ever been. And that's thankfully to these awesome streamers who are putting on awesome content. And there's some really good ones up and coming that have just started the last couple of months that are averaging, 100 to 200 viewers. The directory is as good as it's ever been if you want to get into poker.
What do you work for? You work for the Twitch directory, man?
I mean, I just got to give a shout out to my boys. They're doing work. Scott Ball just hired 2 more people, I believe, or he's in the process.
You work for the Twitch directory, man. Come on.
Yeah, you said give a shout out. Unfortunately,
you got hired by Twitch too, huh? Okay, go ahead, Scott Ball. Scott
Ball just hired new people. I'm trying to give the word out because there's some people in the chat who maybe have thought about streaming poker. I just think the time is really, 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 really good. They got new people in the Twitch staff that are looking out for us. So yeah, I mean, there's still like the Hearthstone, the League of Legends. There's all these other games that are way ahead of poker. I think the gap is closing pretty quickly.
You think poker at some point will be able to overtake something like that? Something like a League of Legends, Hearthstone? I don't know.
I mean, those games are massive. Overtake? I don't know. We can set ourselves high, but I think we can grow. We're like one of the fastest growing directories, right? Twitch Poker just started 3 years ago or something. It's pretty recent,
2.5 years ago, maybe.
2.5, 3. Yeah. It's very, very new and it's fresh. So get on there if you want to.
Who's up and coming? Who people got to watch out for? Besides the Grind Nation, Bulero. I think Bulero, man, he's coming up. I know Bulero's out there. Pav's out there. Who's coming up? Who's out there?
All in Pav, Herstavoya, Bolero. There's some new guys. There's a new guy named Jay Smith, 84, who's streaming pretty consistently. He's up and coming. Matt Staples. I mean, I wouldn't say Matt Staples is up and coming. The difference between up and coming and established is there's some really, really good stuff. There's some unique stuff,
Whoa. What's unique about it?
I mean, maybe not unique. It's just it's just refreshing, to see new faces on the Twitch Poker. I don't know if there's anything being super like pop out where like this is the newest unique thing ever. The more unique thing I would say recently is like the people doing the live poker vlogs on YouTube. The Andrew Nemi, his stuff is pretty unique. It's pretty new. So there's some unique poker content out there.
I find it funny that the poker blog vlogs took so long, because vlogs have obviously been popping for a long time on YouTube. That's what all these YouTuber guys, they just fucking walk around. I ain't doing anything. I'm gonna record myself. I'm gonna put it up there. I got a big audience. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like if I want to just walk around the camera and be like, that's my, I mean, whatever. But yeah, I'm surprised it took so long to get into poker. But now it seems like I see a bunch of vlogs out there. They got 35. I mean, I don't know. Everyone's got a vlog out there. Obviously, you experimented with for a little while. You made a couple episodes, which I definitely liked. So what's happening with that? No more of those? I mean, why don't you do a vlog where you just record your fucking screen and do 4 hands? Like record yourself walking into the salad place. Record yourself walking to the computer and you're on, all right, I got King Jack, flops King High. Do what you're like, think about it, man. These guys literally take 3 hands, 4 hands. They just talk about them. They get like 30,000 people that watch these things. It's amazing. I love it.
The vlogs do well. Personally, it's not my favorite content to watch. Like I watch the Andrew ones because there's some poker stuff in there, but normally these vlogs of people walking around doing their day-to-day, I just don't get a huge kick out of it. I don't find them super engaging myself. I know that a lot of people do. I did a couple myself, and that's my plan for 2017 is like Twitch lab, keep going. But if I ever burn out, you know, there's going to be a time in 2017 where I say, oh, you know what, I don't want to play online anymore. That's a really good backup plan, so I can still have content, I can still have my brand growing. But yeah, I doubt that'll happen. Yeah, I did make a couple for fun. They did pretty well, actually. They got some decent love.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure what I saw on Reddit. Shout out to Reddit, by the way. Shout out to Reddit Poker. I know some of you guys from Reddit Poker.
Love Reddit Poker.
Some of the smartest minds in the game over on Reddit Poker, always providing a lot of really great insight, great comments. I got a lot of love for those guys out there. I mentioned Bill Perkins is unique. That's true. Bill Perkins is unique. He's a very successful person, streams on his yacht. Yeah, gives away a lot of money. You're right. Very unique. Yeah. By the way, you're doing the stream house coming up. So you guys, tell us about the stream house you're doing down in St.
The stream house is like the coolest project coming up, and I'm super, super blessed to be part of that opportunity. But I met Bill Perkins at the Poker Stars Championship in the Bahamas. Bill Perkins, I mean, I didn't really think of him as up and coming, but his content is the most unique. The plane from the yacht, 200, 400, playing with the end bosses. Like, it's just amazing that we have the guy in the poker world. So Bill Perkins invited a bunch of other Twitch streamers to come live on his yacht in the Caribbean and stream and play poker for a week. So it is Jeff Gross. I mean, they're really good buddies. It's Bill Perkins, Jeff, Jamie, Matt, and myself. So the five of us.
That's the weirdest combination of five guys I ever heard in my life. I got to be honest with you. That's like you tell me put five guys together. I can't say I'm clicking the buttons to put that five together. That's a weird five.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Bill Perkins, Jeff. Those are like the high roller beasts, and then Jamie, Matt, and myself. So the five of us are going to be living on Bill Perkins' yacht for a week, streaming poker full time, and just making cool videos and shit. This is happening near the end of March. And the cool thing is we're giving away a seat for someone on Twitch to come live with us for a week. Bill Perkins is paying for someone's airfare and travels to come live with us. So it's going to be us five and a random Twitch person, which we're giving away, which is super cool. So we're doing this tournament. I think it'll be 100-person tournament. Whoever wins this tournament comes lives with us for a week on this boat. So if you guys want to get into this tournament, I mean, my Twitch channel, I'm going to be giving away seats. Jamie's, Jeff's, just make sure you follow the five of us on social media and pay attention. But if not, if you're not following Bill Perkins, he did a sub free roll the other month where someone won $600 in a free roll because they subbed to his channel. Like, the guy is just bleeding value into the community. So we can't say enough good things about him.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to this. So is there gonna be like security? Like, are we vetting this guy, this random Twitch keys? You know, you see some of these guys, right? I mean, what's the process like for like verification of this person to have them live with you on an enclosed location, an enclosed space like a yacht?
I'm pretty sure there's no verification. Whoever wins the tournament is coming. Like, we can't, like, whoever wins the tournament is literally coming to live with us. So hopefully we get a good one. But yeah, I'm really excited for that. It's kind of a hilarious idea. I don't know what the legal side of it is. Like, what if someone gets hurt? What if there's that side? But it's going to be amazing. It's going to be really, really fun.
Bill, I guess it's on Bill. I don't know.
Bill knows what's going on.
Carol Wilson said that's why you should pick a girl. First of all, Carol, 2017, we don't really discriminate between men and women. We try to treat each person as a human being. So in that situation, we probably wouldn't. No, just a person. We're going to pick a person, Carol. No men or women. We're not going to differentiate by gender and anything like that. You know,
you got to win the tournament, Carol. You got to grind it out.
I can't wait for this. So there's going to be a random person. When's this happening? March 22nd. When's the date?
March 22nd to the 28th. And the tournament date will be announced before. Again, it's going to come. Most of this is coming from Bill's channel. It's really cool that we're doing it with him. But he's the idea guy. He's the one that's making things happen. So please follow Bill Perkins on Twitter and to stay up to date.
Okay. You play. Wait, are you going to LA too for the Poker Awards? Because you're nominated for Twitch Streamer of the Year, Twitch Streamer of the Year nominations. You, Jamie, Tonka, Jason Somerville, right?
Nailed it. Yeah, it's cool. Got nominated for the Poker Awards. That's on February 23rd. You're nominated.
I am. Listen, I'm
You're nominated as well.
There's absolutely no chance I don't win it. But if I don't, listen. Yeah, okay, if I don't,
did you win it last year?
No, I've been nominated the last 2 years, but last 2 years I was in the categories that, I mean, I think other people probably should have won. They've been doing this kind of stuff. It was media stuff. They've been doing it a long time. They deserve to win. They've been putting out great stuff for a long time. I think in terms of podcast, Dan Grano has put out 6 episodes. I think some of the other podcasts, 2+2 Pokercast, has been one of my favorite for a long time. Poker News podcast. I know a lot of people like that too. But I mean, obviously, I think my podcast is great too. So, I don't know.
Of course.
Whatever. I mean, I don't fucking know. Who knows that?
Said Twitch Stream of the Year. I believe this is for sure the first year that they've done this. It's been a brand new section, and they asked Twitch Poker. They asked the team like, who are the nominees, and they gave us like Jason, Somerville, Tonka, Jamie, and myself. So to be nominated is super cool. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what merit they're going to base this off of, and I definitely think Jason and Tonka are the favorites for sure. But it's cool. I mean, it's cool to be in that group. I don't know if I'll be there 100%. But we have to hang out if we are. It's 23rd. It's like in 10 days. So I probably don't know. It'll be a last minute trip, but it's just in LA, right? It's a pretty close flight from Vancouver.
Yeah, you're not too far away from down there. You think?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I mean, I think I'm a huge dog in the field. I think how they do that. You can bet on the Oscars for like Best Picture award, and someone's always like -800 because they're the huge favorite, and then everyone's a big underdog. I feel like I'm the big underdog, but in the future years, if that's an award every year, I definitely want to compete and win that one year and make the best stream possible.
Yeah, I mean, I think I think Jason will win that award. I think Tonka maybe should win, but.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure Jason will win, especially with how, I don't know, I GPL I was going to pick. And I just feel like Jason's probably going to win that. He's done a lot of great stuff. He's the big reason why Twitch Poker exists in the first place, where anybody's able to then come after. He still does a lot of great work. I don't know how much he's streaming. I feel like he takes a lot of months off, where some of you guys have been grinding consistently for, the entirety of the year. So, I don't know if that's going to be a factor in terms of who wins it, but I would imagine he probably does take it down because he's just person.
He's probably the slight favorite, but I don't think Tonka's very far behind. I mean, again, it depends what merit you used on. In terms of unique content, like, I don't know, Tonka just crushes the game. Yeah. Tonka just destroys the game, he's so.
What do you think about somebody like Doug not getting nominated there? I know that's what I've been thinking about. I know some in the forums, people have been talking about that. Doug's in there, has these big scores, plays these super high stakes tournaments, wins 450,000 on stream, and then he kind of gets left off the list.
I mean, obviously, in terms of unique, amazing content, his is up there. But I think what they were looking at is like terms of hours streamed. He was, I don't know what exactly was, but I imagine he was like a fifth of a sixth, or even a smaller percentage of the hour streams of us 4. And Doug's kind of passed on the Twitch thing lately. He sees more value in YouTube, which is, I mean, his YouTube stuff is amazing. So I just don't think maybe he was eligible and considered for a full-time streamer. Again, they would have to ask them. But yeah, he had the 2 biggest scores on Twitch, right? He won the 10K for $1 bazillion or something.
Yeah, I think he was 450,000 or something like that. Yeah.
I mean, anyone could have gotten that 4th spot that I feel like I got. It could have been Lex Veldhaus, who's done an amazing job. There's, again, a lot of people to name, but I was pretty happy it was me. It's a pretty big nomination.
I wasn't sure if you had to be American to win that, like, to be, or North American rather, because I guess not American. Most of you guys aren't American, so I don't know if someone like Lex could have been on there. What I don't even know. I don't know.
Again, I imagine everyone was eligible. But Lex started, Lex's stream is doing really, really well. I don't think he started at the start of 2017. I believe he came out like only 6 or 7 months ago, but he's another amazing streamer of like, Lex is like the high-end boss, right? He's been a high-end boss for a long time, and he's playing like the big 27. He's playing like these small tournaments and just messing these fields up. So it's fun to watch.
Yeah, I think with Lex, I don't know if people know all of really Lex's poker backstory, his gaming backstory, but yeah, I mean, me and Lex, we played a lot of Limit Omaha together online for sure. Like we both mass tabled 24 table. I mean, I don't know if he was 24 table, but I certainly play a lot of tables. And I think, yeah, he's a sick grinder. He's an insanely sick grinder. So when he started doing Twitch, I was like, oh, that's a good idea. And he played PLO at first, but he realized like, hey, I can't like talk and be myself and play PLO because you got to be fucking thinking you're playing 4 tables and mid stakes PLO on stream. So when he switched to tournaments, he's played tournaments before. He's infamous for the video on YouTube. I think that's perfect for someone like his personality. And I mean, I'm not surprised to see him. He'll be able to have as much success as he wants to. I feel like he's the kind of guy who is like a special kind of grinder where he's been doing it for years. And whatever he does, he'll be able to have success at it.
I only know Lex very recently, but he was telling some crazy stories about these 48-hour sessions where he was starting to like hallucinate, and he would play it for days at a time without taking a break. Like these almost inhumane stories of what like he put his body through. He's a very strange dude, but super hilarious and super lovable. I can't imagine. Anyway, and another point of that of like the PLO and stuff, if you're gonna play on Twitch and you want viewers, I mean, you just have to play tournaments. Like tournaments are by far the most popular thing. You can have success with communities, but in terms of like, if you want just viewers, if that's your only end goal, you have to play basically no limit tournaments. That's the format that's going to have the most success. Because when a casual person thinks about poker, they think about 2-card poker. And I know you love the great game of Pot Limit Omaha, but like remember when Doug started for streaming, he would play 5,100 PLO. He was playing high stakes PLO. He was swinging up and down thousands of dollars. And like his viewers weren't that great. And then he went to tournaments and people just loved it. He would get more viewers playing $100 tournaments than 5,100 PLO.
What'd you call PLO? I thought I heard something. I wasn't sure what'd you call it?
I said the great game of Pot Limit Omaha. Was that
the great? Oh, you mean the great game of Pot Limit Omaha? Okay, I didn't know. I wasn't sure what you meant. So
yeah.
Okay. The great game. You gotta like put some more emphasis on the great game. I don't know, man. Give me a pronunciation. You're the professional voice guy. What do you? The great game of Pot Limit Omaha.
I haven't touched PLO. I haven't touched PLO at all. That's
Kevin,
the next thing for me to learn.
Listen to me. Don't do it. Okay.
Don't do it.
It's an addicting drug. Once you get Pot Limit Omaha in your hand,
you never go back.
It's hard for me not to hand you another pill and you grabbing it out of my fucking hands. Pretty soon,
Gotcha.
5-6 days later, you're stealing my pills. You're craving the pills.
So stay away from the drug, baby. Just stay with 2 cards.
I'm kidding. You guys all need to be able to play the great game. Come on, man. Come on, man. Take the pill. Hold your hand out. Let me put the needle in your vein. Let me get you playing the great game of Pot Limit Omaha. It's a great 4 card instead of 2. Kevin, let me ask you a question.
Again. Okay, go ahead.
One question. When you get 3-bet, do you like folding?
No, it's really shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you get 4-bet, you like folding?
I mean, I'm more okay with folding against 4 bets than 3 bets, of course, depending on the situation. But yeah, it's still not fun. Folding pre-flop is just kills me,
What if I told you there was a game where you did not have to fold to 3 bets or 4 bets?
I want to know. I mean, that's already enticing. So you never fold versus 3 bets in Pot Limit Omaha?
I have not folded to a 3-bet. I cannot remember the last time I folded. I physically in my body, I cannot remember the last time I folded to a 3-bet at Pot Limit Omaha.
That's actually amazing. I mean, as I'm getting better at poker and spending more time in the lab, the cool thing about, obviously I feel more confident in my abilities. I'm making more deep runs. But as I learn more, basically I kind of like I'm playing more hands and playing more aggressive and no limit hold'em. So my fold to 3-bet stat is just shrinking. Like if I raise and someone 3-bets me, I'm like peeling Queen 8 suited, and like all these hands I would have folded before. I'm just like, well, I got a good price, I can't fold, and I'm defending the big blind super wide on my like Jack 3 offsuit. Defend the big blind. You can't fold game 4.5 to 1. So the more I learn, the more kind of like spewy and aggressive I'm getting, and that's so fun to stream. Yeah. So
what if I told you there was a game where you don't have to fold any of the big blinds?
I get this. Yeah. I'm tempted. I gotta stay away. I can see I'm already like tempted, it's like you're just offering.
You like aggression? You like not folding?
Yeah, I do.
I got the game for you. It's pop.
I can't touch it right now because it just, for my brand and for my Twitch stream, if I have time, like my lab time, I just have to study no limit hold'em tournaments because that is the most popular thing to stream. You got to give the people what they want. That game sounds amazing. If Twitch was all of a sudden no longer a thing, if I couldn't make YouTube videos, if I couldn't do Twitch streams, I would get into live PLO for sure. Because I know in the live poker scene, there was some people in Calgary, at least, that were just messing up, and their hourly rate was they were just printing at live Pot Limit Omaha.
I wish Pot Limit Omaha was a company so they could pay me to advertise for them, because I would be I know I'm a terrible influence. Listen, I know I'm a terrible influence, and I don't like to use it for negative, but I know I have it in. I know I have it in me. I can. If I was like a big drug guy, if I was a big drug addict, we're saying PLO is not a drug, which I would debate it is. But if I was, I don't know, man. I feel like I'd be getting some people. I feel like I may have gotten some people in the past when I went down a little path, for sure.
I don't know how you want to get into this. So if you open and you get 3-bet in Pot Limit Omaha, you're just never folding. You just can't. You're always getting the right price with 4 cards. The equities are always so close.
Call.
or you 4-bet. Call or 4-bet.
Oh, 4-bet. Okay. Yeah,
I'm
4-bet
asking.
too.
Dude. I mean,
In position, you don't fold, Kevin. Out of position, there may be some scenarios where you might want to fold to a 3-bet if it's like against Odd Hudson or one of the top players. You might want to fold them to 3-bets.
Gotcha.
But as a standard, no, I'm not folding to 3-bets.
I read one Pot Limit Omaha book years ago when I first started playing poker. It was called The Big Play Game by Jerry or something. And Jerry Wong, I think, was the guy who wrote the book.
Jerry Wang, the main event winner, 1 million.
No, I don't know. I read one Pot Limit Omaha book, and
wait a sec. Do you know Jerry? You don't know Jerry Yang?
Jerry Yang, he won the World Series. Yes, I know. Jerry.
What's he famous for? What's his saying?
He's the guy who was praying, right? He was praying for cards with the picture of his family.
Lord, please.
Yeah,
please let me win.
Make me believe, which is
make me a believer, please.
Super. Again, I'm not disrespecting any religious. I used to be very, very religious, but if you're like actively praying in a poker game, it is cringy. Like that kind of like it's my God, it's I'm not. It's not bang bangs. It's just that when you mix
bang bang.
Actually,
there's an infamous clip. There was a prayer off. I'd never seen a prayer off.
Yeah, that's the clip I'm talking about. These guys were
it was Lee. I think it was Lee Watkinson's wife and Jerry Yang were having prayer off, and they were going back and back prayer. I'm like, I don't know how can they decide who wins in this situation, man? I don't know. I tried praying a few times. It works. I'm telling you right now, it works. I pray to the EV gods. I say, EV gods, please let me bust this nit motherfucker who 4-bets only aces, and I got this terrible hand that I 3-bet him with. Please.
Did you watch the Doug Polk prayer before the day 2 of the 10K? Oh, it's super gold.
What did he say? I think I've seen.
He just like however the equities go in. It was just total troll, obviously, and it was hilarious. I think it's up on his YouTube channel or something. The Doug Polk prayer before the 10K day 2 was just, it had me in stitches. Like, it was so funny.
I think we all need a prayer. I think you need like a prayer, self-affirmations, maybe a prayer, need something before a session when you go on Twitch. Maybe that's like a warm-up thing.
I've started a little bit of a cult on my channel. It's a little bit different. We don't consider it a religion. We started a cult because I don't know. It's been a while since you played 2-card poker, Joey, but a lot of people make fun of ace king in the poker world. There's jokes like the Anna Kournikova, this hand never wins. It's ace high, right? It's obviously it's the butt end of jokes. We're making ace king. We're revolutionizing ace king on my channel. It's I think statistically it might be better than aces, and like it's just such a. I run so well with that hand. I mess people up with that hand. So I've started the cult, the Church of Ace King on my channel. We're doing magical things with it.
So you more like a John Wayne Gacy, Jeffrey Dahmer. You're gonna kill everybody in the cult, or are you more like a Scientology sort of thing, like a Tom?
It's like a Scientology kind of thing, yeah. Where we just it's got some good momentum right now.
The thing is, bro, you're fucking pushing a fine line here from between a serial killer and like a cult that everyone hates. So you gotta like be careful when you're doing this cult thing.
Yeah. Okay. My cult game. We'll make sure the cult stays in line for sure. All
right. So Church of Ace King. This is what the cult's called.
I mean, the basic idea is that like no one likes that hand in No Limit Hold'em, and we want to restore the faith to that hand. We're like,
it's a great hand, right? I mean, it's
nutted. It's super strong, but
yeah, it's hard to have aces, hard to have kings, hard. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a pretty good hand. People are going to stack out with ace, queen, ace, jack, ace 10 in some spots. I mean, maybe Kate Hall might be playing. She got ace 10 offsuit. She might want to put a 84 big blinds in pre-flop, right? I don't know. Like, ace king seems like a great hand to me.
Bang bang versus Kate Hall. I can't wait for that heads-up match.
Kate, man.
Kate Hall is. By the way, Kate Hall was on the Poker Night in America. This is a little bit of a. You remember the Women's Night Poker Night in America? God, she plays strong. She plays super, super strong. That was a tough lineup between Sam Abernathy, Kate Hall. Who else was in the Natasha, Jason's fiance, was in that lineup? It was a tough game. These girls were 3-betting light, 4-betting, like using blockers effectively. Like they were really going after each other. It's like I would stand up and leave. I would rack up my chips if I had to play those girls.
Kevin, which response you want? 2017 or 2013?
2017.
So why were you surprised? I mean, what was shocking about the game? Do you see women playing on poker? You don't think women can play blockers aggressively or play something like that aggressively or something like that?
No, not at all. I was just like it was like probably the best lineup that Poker Night in America has ever seen. That's what I was just trying to say. It was just like. I've watched Poker Night in America multiple
2017,
times.
man. I'm in line. I'm in line with the feminist movement, man. I'm in line with women and men need to be treated equally. So for me, when I see a poker player, whether it's a table of women, a table of men, I just assume that they all have the same normalized ability, and they all, until I have a reason to assume that they don't have that.
Of course.
2013, he goes on 2013. Yeah. All right, 2013. So yeah, I mean, it's probably, I guess that makes sense, right? And we see a lot of women in poker, right? And sometimes people say, oh, women aren't that good, or whenever I've heard comments like that. Allegedly, I've heard comments like that. So yeah, I think it's cool when you get a chance to go on Poker Night in America and you see something like that. You see them mixing up, playing well. Yeah, I mean, I think it helps to definitely give them a little credibility, because in poker, women are just, they're looked at for whatever reason. That's how guys are. They look at them some type of way. So yeah, I think it's cool that they get to showcase their talents on a show like Poker Night in America, and also I'm sure the viewers just love watching them.
Yeah, it was a great lineup. It was a really good show. Who was the other girl? Kelly Minkin, the girl who ran deep in the main event. Kelly Minkin, is that her name? Oh my God, I have such a crush on her. Like, she dominated too. She did really well.
Give her a message, Kevin.
No, dude, because remember what we talked about, relationships. We can't do this. If I want to continue having success, like, we can't. Just got to stay single. You got to just stay in the moment.
So how long do you stay single for then? That was my question. How long do you stay single for? If because you can always keep having more and more success in theory.
I don't know, dude. I'm just who knows what'll happen, who will you meet. You just got to stay focused, I guess, at the moment. There's just no plans. Let's say if opportunities come up, we'll make the decision as they come.
So do you have some point that you ideally like to get to with poker by maybe the end of the year, or some sort of 2-3 year idea down the way?
Yeah, I don't know. I just think maybe not result is what I'm looking for. Maybe just like hours that I need to study per week and can keep on that progression. I have like goals in terms of like chip EV and how many chips I want to win per 100 hands when I'm playing at certain stakes. To say that I want to have this amount of profit is kind of dangerous, especially with tournaments, because you don't control that very often, right? Mm-hmm. So focusing on how many chips I can win for every 100 hands I can play, how many hours I study, I think that is more important for me. I have direct goals with Twitch of like how many followers I want to have, how many hours I want to have watched.
What are those like? What are the Twitch goals here?
In 2016, the most common Twitch statistic used in terms of is total hours watched. That's the one that we totally refer to. So if one person is watching my stream for 1 hour, I get 1 hour watched. If 100 people are watching my channel for 1 hour, I get 100 hours watched. So it measures how much you broadcast and how many people are watching during those broadcasts.
Wait a second. Run that math by us one more time. I don't think a lot of these guys understood that. One person watching 1 hour equals 1 hour. 100 people watching 1 hour equals 100. Okay.
Okay, you got everything.
No, you math guy, like if you can do quick math like that, you love the great game, man. It's a great man. You're gonna fit in well with these situations. He raised me here. I got 37% against his range here. I need to get 7. You love it, man.
Sometimes on my channel, I definitely try to make sure people, like new players, feel included. So sometimes I maybe come off as a little patronizing of like, oh, this guy raises pre-flop. He's representing a good hand. Maybe he has a pair. Maybe he has a square. Like I try to explain the game from a newer player's perspective, because that's what my channel is based around. So sometimes it comes across as patronizing, but yeah, we can go over that math again. One person watches the stream for one. I'm just kidding, but that's the metric that we use, right? And so yeah, I have a specific number of how many hours watched I want to have in 2017.
What's that? What are we looking for here? What are our hours?
I don't know. Can we reveal the goal here? Let's just say for 2016, I hit like 1.3 million hours watched for 2016 from the start to the end. And there was times I didn't stream very much. I went through highs and lows of motivation. Post breakup, I was in a bad spot for a while, so I didn't really do much. So 1.3 million in 2016. So 2017, just gonna hopefully do better.
Yeah, I don't know how to gauge that. I mean, even on YouTube, when I look at my own, I don't know like what the gauge is. I don't necessarily. I mean, it might be bad. I mean, personally, I don't really have any sort of like objectives. I just like creating great content, putting out good podcasts, just keep getting better at the way I make videos, or just like learn. I just like learning about the process of it. I don't necessarily mind as much about the actual what people think about it. I just enjoy doing it. Like I enjoy having this conversation. So, what people think. I mean, obviously you want them to enjoy it, but at the same time, I think that most people that do Twitch or YouTube care a ton about views, about money, about everything. And it makes sense. I get it. But I think that it's never been like the way I've never been the way I've ever done really much of anything besides poker. And then I realized that I was chasing the wrong thing when it was just money. Like when I was just saying I wanted to get to like $1 million, I want my graph to be. Well, I was chasing after something that I didn't really want. I just sort of liked the challenge. I liked the achievement part of it. I liked the just the hard work and the game atmosphere, the game aspect of it rather than the actual money itself. So now a lot of my things are just really not designed about money, but it seems like a lot of people do have it that way.
That makes sense, and that's a very respectable way to look at it. When I first started too, I was just about turning on the live button and just having a good time. You know, no matter how many people were there, I just wanted to have a good time, create good content. But my goals for 2017 are a little bit more business minded. Sometimes I think I'm such a free-spirited dude that I kind of don't put on that business hat. Someone wants, you know, so if someone contacts me and says, can you do this for us for, you know, this amount of money? I just say, you know, yeah, sure. I don't say, you know, I don't renegotiate. I just say kind of, yes. I'm a very bad businessman. So for 2017, I definitely want to be more of a shrewd businessman, I think, and try to hit these certain numbers and stuff. And now that I have like a major sponsorship in PokerStars, which is super lucky, super blessed to be on that team, you know, they expect good things. They don't go after people and say, just have fun. You know, they want results from their sponsor players too.
How does that work?
The PokerStars sponsorship?
Like results. Like, what does that mean? They want results. What's like, they want you to work hard? Or they want you to how does that?
They just, I mean, they want our streams to grow. I signed with them 9.5 months ago. So I'm the newest one to Team Online, which is super cool. We're in an age where that doesn't happen very often. Igor Kirkinov. Am I saying his name correctly? Igor? You know Igor. He's the recent sign to Team Pro. Congratulations to him. So yeah, basically, I mean, I have a meeting with them every couple of weeks. My boss is May. She's a total sweetheart. And she says, how are your numbers? Let's go. Are people watching your stream? Are people involved in your community? How are your home games doing? You know, how's your social media? Let's get this going. She definitely demands.
May, hit me up, girl. Get in touch with Poppy, man. I'm trying to have you on me about my numbers too. I need May.
May's great. Yeah. She cracks the whip though. She definitely expects a lot of me.
I want my whip. I need the whip crack, man. Crack the whip on me. I'm ready to get after it, man. I need a whip cracked. That sounds great. All right, what do you think? But okay, so PokerStars, right? You go back to that. Obviously, PokerStars done a lot of unfriendly things, man. They made a lot of changes. They're going after, you know, they're trying to eliminate what you're trying to be. Basically, you're trying to become a professional poker player. In a lot of ways, they're trying to eliminate that aspect of the game. And now you as a person, as a player, I mean, they are. That's been like a confirmed thing when people have said. So you as a player, you're driving other players now to that site and representing them. And a lot of times they're set up to fail. They're not set up to succeed right now when we're PokerStars is trying to send them to.
Yeah, I don't know if all of those comments are exactly fair. I totally understand that PokerStars is not in the best graces with the online poker community, and I'm not going to pretend like they are. And I came in at a time, I came in 9 months ago and got signed with them when basically their stock, with how much love they had, it was pretty low, right? They'd made some changes that I definitely didn't agree with, but I'm not like, we're not supposed to be PokerStars robots, and they make that clear to us as we have our own objectives at the same time. But I truly believe after meeting the people behind the scenes is that like they really, really want what's best, and like they've made some really tough decisions, and they fully admit that they've had a down year, like momentum wise, and the office is feeling a little bit low. Even the morale around the office is a little bit low. But I truly believe in meeting the people behind the scenes, that they're like they're gentle, kind people, and they're going to try to make good decisions. But I mean, I am trying to become a professional poker player. It's still available for sure. Like the dream is still there. You know, I'm very, very happy to represent them. I really, really am. And you get some flack from it. They're not a loved community right now, but they're making decisions and they're working hard. People, I know that's not the most satisfying answer for something.
You can be a hard-working person, but still not be on the lookout for the player. Like, I mean, I could be working hard and trying to fucking steal your money from you. Like, I mean, that's like, would you say I'm hardworking? But at the same time, that's kind of what, you know, how it's working with a lot of, I mean, some people see it that way. I mean, I don't.
For sure.
You know, some people see it that way where they're driving these these games where, you know, it's designed to have fun. It's designed where, unfortunately, like, you know, people aren't, it's harder for players to win at these games and these spin and goes. And I don't even know what else.
Beat the clock and the stuff for sure. I mean,
that sort of thing.
It's just really popular with the recreational players. They just really enjoy those games. I don't know how much the VIP changes was like, they didn't handle it very well, and like a lot of Team Online members definitely expressed that. I mean, I wasn't really involved. I've never been like a huge volume grinder, so it didn't really affect me or my community too much, but a lot of people made it known that wasn't super appreciated. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a tough spot, but I truly believe in the people behind the scenes and that they are working hard, and I'm very happy to represent them for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously like a tough spot for me to ask you about this shit. You don't really fucking know much about it. You haven't been playing poker too long. You don't really know what poker kind of on stars used to be. You don't know how it was. And I mean, that's, it makes sense. I think from your perspective, when I saw you, accept the team online thing, well, I see a lot of other guys on Twitch, Jamie was on that point, Jason Somerville, obviously. So I feel like you come into poker, you come into online poker, your poker star, you're sponsored by the biggest fucking company. They're going to pay you what, 60, 70, 80, 190,000, something like that, maybe less, maybe more. So, I mean, I can definitely understand why a lot of people would be like, yeah, that's fine. I'll do this. But I think at the same time, it is, if you're a representative poker stars, I mean, these are like sort of, I know, things that I would think about is like, well, do I want to, do I want to basically try to bring people to the site, play these games that it's very hard to win, because most people play poker, they want to win. And if they see other people like that they love or that they're huge fans of that are trying to win at poker, giving the impression that you're trying to win at poker, I just feel like, then they see that, then they go in there, they're thinking they can win because, Kevin's winning. Kevin's
I mean, on my channel, I definitely try to inform. That's the most important thing. Like I play good value, good structured tournaments. I don't play a lot of turbos. I play like the 1650 deep stacks, the big 27, these really good value tournaments. And then if I play like a beat the clock, I enjoy the game. I say, hey guys, this is for fun. I'm not expecting to like, beat this game, but let's gamble for a $10 beat the clock. Let's play a spin and go. Let's do this. Let's do this. So I'm definitely not, I'm not trying to misinform people about the beatability of games. And I think, I mean, with a free market, the information is out there. Like for people to think that they can beat a game, they have to do research and find that way. Same thing with State Kings is like, I just started selling on State Kings. That's why I recently opened up my results on Sharscope is like, I think it's good to have the information out there. It's a free market. People can buy what action they want. Like my first package on State Kings sold at a markup that was definitely unprofitable. It went really, really high, which is, again, it's cool that I have a community that wants to, put $10 on my package and sweat me. So I truly believe in like giving whatever games you want. It's a free market. But people have to kind of inform themselves. And it's important for us as sponsored players not to misinform people, for us to give the truth as well.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the big thing is that you just want to inform them properly, sort of thing. And that's just how I think about it. If I have, I try to tell the guys at Limit Omaha, I mean, it's a fucked up situation online right now. The sites you can play on, there's some sites that have low rake. There might be a Unibet or a microgaming that might be a little bit lower rake than the competitors. But at the same time, it's tough to get into Limit Omaha now, and you can still win, but it takes hard work. And I still think that's the case with stars. I still think there is a lot of money to be made on stars, whether it's cash games, whether it's at tournaments. And contrary to what people believe, people are winning a lot of money at spin and goes too. I don't know if people think these is unbeatable or not, but the guys that are winning, they're not telling you.
Yeah, spin and goes are definitely crushable. Like there's a community that just plays spin and goes. I don't know very much about it. I don't know what ROI percentage it is, but
I've heard some crazy things.
You've heard some crazy. I've heard some crazy things too about people winning chips at certain spin and go levels as well. And how do they do it? Where they'll play under like, and they'll split jackpot revenue with other players, or like there's like, so basically the variance in spin and goes is you can kind of break even, and the bink is the jackpot, from my understanding.
Right.
So if you play full-time spin and goes, you'll basically break even, maybe slightly up, and then your graph binks when you hit a jackpot. But that jackpot comes so infrequently that players plan to share that revenue. So it's kind of an interesting, cool. I'd love to learn how like these things work and how you can beat certain games.
Yeah, the guys, the stables you mentioned, there's these like, the Polish stables and stuff, and there are a couple other countries. It's these bunch of guys, and as you mentioned, right, they get the big score, and then yeah, it's a sick idea. I mean, and then somebody mentioned hyper sit and goes and the hyper sit and goes. So one of the guys in my GTO club, I think he's the first or second biggest winner at those this year. He's up over 100K in February. So apparently those are still beatable too. Damn. So yeah, I mean, like so when I say this, I'm not saying that it's impossible to win on stars, because it's still possible to win a lot of fucking money. But
for sure,
it's still going to take a ton of work, as it always took a ton of work. But at the same time, I think it's good to make people aware, like, hey, this is sort of, what it's like, and you got to work extra hard to be able to win. And if you don't put in any work, there's a good chance you're going to lose at the game, and you're going to lose pretty badly.
I didn't play during the glory days, but from stories from you and Jamie was always telling me stories of these insane small buy-ins, these insane guarantees. Oh, they would tell me the glorious days sounds wonderful, but it wasn't, the boom days weren't gonna last forever. But the games are still good. The games are super, super good. I don't know, like go out there and work hard. The dream is definitely achievable for sure. I feel like there's a little bit of pessimism what's the word I'm looking for? There's a little bit of like negativity. Pessimism. There you go. There's a little bit of negativity. A lot of like professional players feel down about I don't know. I'm optimistic.
Well,
Maybe it's because
I'm going to tell you exactly why that is, Kevin. By the way, it's not Z-Smoke. You can guess again, though, Grumpy Grinder. It says that's why it says. So you've been playing online now 1.5 years. A lot of guys that are down been playing 7, 8 years. So what kind of happened is you got these guys playing 7 or 8 years that were playing in a certain ecosystem where they saw they could move up stakes, move up stakes, move up stakes, move up stakes. Then the type of work you had to put in there might not have been as much to make a bunch of money. Now, how it's changed is that now if you want to do that same thing, you need to put in even more work to potentially maybe not even win and maybe win half as much. So now before you put in no work or a little bit of work to win a lot of money, now you got to put in a ton of work to win maybe, who knows, like you got to struggle a little bit sometimes. And I think that's where you find that pessimism, is that a lot of people don't necessarily know how to or want to start putting in a ton of work to make less than they made before. So now they're like, oh, poker sucks, fuck this, fuck that. When in reality, that's the losing mindset to have with it. But it happens. You play for so long, you play 8 years, that's going to happen. You're going to get a little burnt out. You're not going to want to put that same work in there for a challenge you may have already done. So I think that somebody like you're still hungry. It's 1.5 years. You want to get to those high stakes. You want to be playing those 5Ks, those 10Ks. You want to be competing against the best players, and you want to become one of the best. Yeah, so right now you're at a different point in your poker career, and you're ready to fucking get after it and see what you can do, man. Go for greatness.
That's a losing attitude to have in not only poker but anything in life. Is like, oh, the situation has changed, so my past output is not going to get the same result. Like I feel like a lot of people will just say, oh, like this isn't fair. It's like you got to look within you and say, what can I actively do to get myself in a good situation or get the most out of a situation? It's like to not adapt to a situation and kind of blame other people is just like, a frustrating overall mindset that I don't really agree with. But I totally understand. It's just one that I can't identify very with because I haven't been in the online community that long.
I mean, usually, I think that's a sign when you hear anybody say things like that. That's a sign that you got an edge over them. If you're someone that's putting in the work, you got the edge over these players, because anyone who's talking like that, and you see these on Twitter, you identify these people straight away, like complaining about how I hate poker and all this bullshit like that. It's like, why are you playing, first of all? But yeah, that's an easy identifier that you probably got an edge over that person if you're working hard. And if you're working hard at poker, you got an edge over a lot of people, because a lot of people aren't really putting in any effort or any work. They're putting in very minimal effort. When they play, they're unfocused. They're not faithful. They're cheating on their session. They're doing this, they're doing that. They're doing 4 things at once. And if you're someone who's able to focus in, really try and put that effort in for a period of time, you're going to do well. But you just got to remember, it does take time too. I mean, sure, as you're seeing a progression with yourself now. You're seeing progression where it's, getting better and better, right side of variance. But at the same time, you are putting in work and you are getting better.
For sure. And that progression is almost like a drug itself. Obviously the money is really cool, and that's really cool, but to see that like dink, oh, it just feels so good. And then it's like this, and then it's like ding, you just see that graph progressing, to see that your chip win rate is going higher and higher. I don't know. I'm just addicted to that feeling of like, I'm a better poker player than I was last month. I'm a better poker player than I was 3 months ago. And it's fun to go back and do some hand history reviews from 5-6 months ago and say, wow, like, why did I do this? Why did I do this? And, to see that how much, and again, like 6 months from now, I want to take hand histories from right now and have that same feeling. I'm just addicted to that progression. It's like really, really fun. Same thing to physically spending time in the gym is like, oh, I can now lift this much now instead of that much.
What you lifting, kid? Let me see what
I'm not enough, dude. I'm lifting not enough. I'm like a weak noodle-armed kid, but it's.
You got a future. What's your goals? What's your gym goals, man? Let's see. What do you got?
It's I don't know. I've started running recently, which is super cool. That's really fun, and yeah. I mean, when you don't get that workout, it's just you have to. I don't know. I find the online grind, if you don't get a workout before or after to release those endorphins and get those good feelings, it's a tough.
Yeah, I mean, good thing about working out, gives you a lot of energy. I've been studying how to get that natural energy with scents, the way things smell around you, with water, with music, with working out, stretching, mobility. These are all things that give you that energy. And if you're playing these long sessions, that's sort of something that's going to be important for you.
It gives you that appreciation and that awareness of your surroundings. That's really nice. And especially, obviously, with online poker, but oh my God, it's even more evident in live poker. I went and played the World Series last year, the Monster Stack, and it was like long days, this huge field, right?
Yeah.
The day one was like, I think we played 15 hours, to be honest. And you just saw people disintegrate, especially the older players. You just saw them almost like mentally give up because their body just couldn't take it. And some of the players that weren't in the best shape, you just saw them break down. Where these like kids that were fit and these like, they look like they're on the magazine cover. They just stayed mentally. So live poker, I mean, these long days, being in decent shape is just even more.
You're right. You might say I played the PL tournaments last year, and the one I think I made the day 3, and those were terrible. Like that was awful. I was like, these people play till 1 a.m. every day. It's crazy. That's like
just mind numbing. And
yeah,
to pay attention to every showdown, every single hand, every movement. If you want to play your A game, I think in Fader Holtz's podcast that he did with him, he mentioned that sometimes during these live tournaments, he doesn't play his A game. He gives himself an excuse just to relax and maybe autopilot a little bit. Because obviously Fader's autopilot is better than most people's A++++ game, But he just said he couldn't stay in that engaged mode all the time. So that's kind of cool to hear him say that. But yeah. Got to be in shape, Joey. I mean, just for overall happiness in life, I think, too.
I mean, listen, if you guys are out there wondering why maybe the women don't like you, you work out, man. Go work out. Get your self-confidence up. You work out, it gives you self-confidence. You work out, it turns out women like a guy in shape. I don't know why it's weird. I don't know why it works. They like it. There's an idea for people out there.
Not only do you physically look better, again, I'm not a poster boy for fitness at all, but you not only look better, but mentally you feel stronger and better. And same with your poker game. When you study, not only do you actually have better theory and you can establish these concepts better, but overall you just feel better. You feel more confident. So it's like you get multiple benefits for sure.
Patrick Knight says, work out, then wear tank tops. Exactly why I like to wear tank tops. I mean, listen, I've been wearing tank tops. I don't know. I like tank tops, man. I can't help it. I can't help myself. There's a question. There's some comment here. Let me give this comment. COD Brain says, God, cheating on your session is the best metaphor ever. Thanks for 2 big lines per 100. So I want to talk about that idea, the cheating on your session, faithful hours. I feel like a lot of people out there put in very unfaithful hours when they play poker. They put in very unfaithful hours when they do anything. I'm sure, a lot of people now, it's 2017, there's a lot of distractions, a lot of things, we're on our phone, we're doing this, we're watching TV, we're doing that. And that's a bad habit to have. And it's a hard habit to break. And if you can't do that at poker, if you can't focus on poker, if you can't focus on doing one thing at one time, you're building that habit to be worse and worse and worse and worse. And what's going to happen is that when you try to actually focus on something you care about, you're not going to be able to because you're so not used to doing it with everything you do. And you can build this easily, right? With the gym, with poker, with a conversation you have with a one-on-one type of thing, with watching TV, with playing, whatever it is, reading. That's sort of how you build a habit. But yeah, a lot of people, I mean, that's a big thing. That is a huge leak that people don't even really realize that they have is they don't actually focus and pay attention when they do something and they play poker and they're like, think they're doing all the right things, but they're like, they don't just unaware of it even. And maybe now they're aware of it now.
So easy to zone out in any single playing live poker. If you're in there's conversation. For sure.
I fucking Chinese post 6. I mean, those guys are on their pushing the fucking iPad. It's like, guys, look up for a second, man. I mean, come on.
Yo, I wanted to ask you, you've been doing, I see your tweets about meditation all the time. Do you actively meditate?
My name is Poppy. Yes, I do. I started meditating. It's really, it's been, I don't know exactly where it's like taken me, but, or what the impact it's had, but I mean, I say it works. I don't know, allegedly. So I'm going to keep it up and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I've started doing it recently as well. It's just a nice break. It's just a nice, because I am engaged with a cell phone or a computer basically from the moment I go to bed to the moment. Like, I don't know. Like even when I'm falling asleep, I'm listening to something. There's always content. There's always stimulation. More than any like our generation, more than any generation before, is our brain is always stimulated. So to get that meditation is, I don't know. I've been listening to a lot of the Joe Rogan podcast. I like the Joe Rogan podcast a lot, and he's always talking about these new age meditation and yoga and stuff. So it's kind of fun to buy into. You get into yoga too, Vancouver, a nice place for yoga, man. I don't know about the yoga thing. We'll start with meditation. I don't know if I'm not very flexible. I failed. I used to not be flexible too. Now I can do the splits. Really? No. You can do the full splits? No, I can't. You're right. Yeah. I can't. I want to, but I can't. So. Yeah, I like the meditation. I don't know. Again, maybe it's just a placebo effect. But before I start my Twitch stream or end my session, I feel for my Twitch stream, I'm always a little more positive, a little more engaging if I work out and meditate before. Again, maybe that's just placebo effect, but placebo effects do work. So I ask you a question here. What they keep asking this one. The question remains: can Kevin Martin and Jamie together beat Ronda Rousey at what, a fight? Oh, this was a question that came up on Twitch the other day. People were saying, Kevin, if you fought Ronda Rousey 101, what would your chances be to win? I said, I don't know. Poppy, if you fought Ronda Rousey, like, are you an underdog?
In like an actual fight?
101 MMA.
Like a trained fighter, man. What are you talking about? Yeah, she'll fuck me up. She'll like throw you down and armbar you in like 10 seconds.
That was my response, is like, I would get murdered. I mean, if we had like a year to train, like we're both physically bigger people than she is, you know, if we had a year to train and we dedicated our life to it, we could get a victory. But probably not, you know, we get messed up.
She's like, been doing this for a long time. Like, we get
so the question was if it was a 2-on-1, Jamie Staples and me, would we be able to beat Ronda in a 2-on-1? And I don't know. I mean, the answer largely was that we would
not Colbier to do it. No, man, I don't know. Come on, you and Jamie versus Ronda Rousey. You think you can take her? What would the strat be?
The strat would be just to stay together, right? So if Jamie's here, we have to stay. Basically, we have to cooperate. Like, if any of us goes off, Jamie Staples and I would have to stay together and use our physically bigger size to somehow gang tackle, smother, you know, attack her together. You know, I think we could develop a strategy where I think we have a decent shot. 2-on-1, dude. 2-on-1. I don't know if Ronda's trying to get me an armbar, Jamie's hammer fisting her in the face. I don't know. We have a shot at least. People on Twitter said we didn't have a shot. I don't know.
Just hit you guys both in the kick you both, or kick one of you guys and then one of you guys down. You know, like a hard leg kick and you're down. Like you're down on the ground.
I'm just thinking, yeah, Jamie takes a hard leg kick. He might be up for he might just not recover. I don't know, man. I'm such a like, I'll do anything. I've never been in a fight in my life either. If I'm out and there's some sort of alpha male like getting in my face, you know, but I'm sorry. So like, I'll apologize on my behalf just to get out of the situation. You know, I've never been in a fight. I always think it's kind of, it's just too risky. Like even if you win a fight, like you just feel bad because you messed some guy up, but like you can risk your teeth. Like I don't want to have some sort of injury or my hand. I don't know.
Kill the other guy. I mean, that's big. You hurt him.
Oh yeah, like legally. Just fighting. I don't know, is a very last resort for me. And thankfully, I've never had to actually do it. Someone offered me actually there was a Canada little mini celebrity MMA match. They offered me $1,000 to fight another contestant from Big Brother Canada. And I was like, what? That number is way too low for me to get in a ring and actually try to hurt someone. Like that number has to be higher than $1,000.
I think I'd do some fighting with some of these people in poker, man. I'm ready to get after it, man. And listen, you put me on, if I'm training full time, some sort of fighting, I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna be ready to go. I'm gonna be 24 hours a day in, man. Stretching, foam. I'm gonna live in the fucking bathtub. I'm gonna sleep in the bathtub. I'm gonna go to the hydration chamber. I'm ready, man. Not like Jay Kuhn or some crazy shit like that. Jay Kuhn's my guy. Jay Kuhn's crazy. I'm not. It's got to be somebody like I don't know. I got a name in mind.
Wow, someone should. So you would be ready to go. So, see, I don't know. I watched the Ronda Rousey arm bar where she hyper extends she like wraps the arm bar, like the arm multiple times and almost like a it's just I'm very, very. I'm a wimp, dude. I'm just a huge wimp.
Yeah. I'm ready to get it, man. Me versus Negreanu. I'm ready. Let's go.
Oh, shots fired. Let's go. That would be a great, dude. That would get some attention.
I got it too, but I'm ready. You know, me and Negreanu wants to go. Let's go, man. I'm in for MMA fight with Negreanu. Why not, man? Why not? He's got work ethic. He's a little older than me. Dude, but I'm in. I got the height advantage. I got the size advantage.
Yeah.
Oh,
no, it would have to be a very unique situation for me to ever physically. I can't even to throw a punch at someone's face would be tough for me.
Someone says, how about Jay Kuhn and Joey versus Ronda? I got
you guys would smash Ronda. Jay Kuhn is it like you guys are both pretty physically.
Okay, listen, go watch the podcast with Jay Kuhn when he hits his hand multiple times. That's it. Just go watch that. Listen to the stories he told them about the podcast we did. I got us in that fight. I got us. How many poppies would it take to beat Jay Kuhn? It's gonna take a fucking few. That's for sure. And Jay Kuhn's an animal. He's crazy, man. No way. Jay Kuhn's awesome, man. Shout out to Jay Kuhn. You got any favorite poker players out there? Got any guys that you sort of
Doug's my boy right now. The YouTube stuff he's putting out is, like I said, when you hit the lab, a lot of this content's very, very dry and you have to really buckle down and get through it. But Doug gives amazing advice on his YouTube channel, the way he discusses hands, how to balance ranges and stuff. It's fascinating. It really, really is. And he gives it in an entertaining way. Like you get to laugh alongside of it. Yeah, I mean, he's the dude right now on YouTube for sure to watch. Doug Polk.
Yeah.
I watch Tonka's highlights all the time because I'm a full-time Twitch streamer. I don't get to watch many other streams, so I watch Jamie's highlights. I watch Tonka's highlights to see how they're doing, how they're playing, what things they're doing. So that's kind of fun. But Doug's probably my favorite poker player right now.
It's interesting. Like favorite poker players are kind of now turning to, like, not poker players, but guys who create content or stream or do things like that. That's sort of who people's favorite poker players are now becoming. So it's not like it was before, where you liked like Patrick Antonius, you like Tom Dwan, who saw him play on television or play high stakes online. So it's interesting how, and I think that's what's going to keep happening, is that, you know, Twitch streamers are going to become the famous poker players in a lot of ways. And what you're famous for in poker isn't going to be known as the same as it used to be. Whereas before you're known as being great at poker, now you're known as being someone who streams poker. So it's sort of like narrative's going to change, and you're always going to have those great poker players like Phil Ivey and Patrick Antonius, whatever, that are known for that. But now you're going to have a lot of other guys who are known for other things. And I think that's going to be an easier thing to break into, especially with how media is developing, with poker sites are developing, with all that stuff developing. So yeah, I think, like, you know, someone like yourself is in a really good position to just take advantage of that. And to, I mean, if that's something that you wanted to do, it'd be something that it seems like it'd be very possible to do at some point.
Well, that's definitely the way the content is going. Well, there's people, there's in the online community, there's like the True Tellers, the OTB, Red Barons, the Limitless. Those guys are famous strictly for their ability, correct?
A little bit. I don't think as much. I think, like, you are much more well known than those. I mean, maybe not True Teller, but I think you're more well known than Limitless is right now.
In the casual poker fans, absolutely, for sure. Just like, I mean, how did Negreanu and Antonius and Ivey, they were on the old the old shows, the full Timmets, the full Limit.
That's a good question. Let's talk about that. How did those guys get well known? How do you think they got well known?
High stakes poker, right? I mean, high stakes poker, poker after dark.
Okay, so that was a reason. But before that, they were on television for years on multiple different things. They showed every single ESPN World Series event. Now they show 6 episodes of the main event. They showed almost every single event, reruns constantly on ESPN2 all the time. So you had that, you had World Poker Tour, you had Poker Superstars. This was all over television, 7 days a week. These guys, the same guys, because the player pool was so small. You had the same guys constantly on television. Players, you know, there wasn't many other players to come. So those guys got so much exposure over years of time period. Like, that's why those guys are there. There's nothing near the same thing now. Like, imagine William Kassouf. He just got him well known, right? Imagine now he's on 25 other shows. Poker After Dark. He's on the Cash Game. He's on the other. They're showing him at the outer tables at the other WSOP events. Well, he's going to become one of the most famous guys in the world. But the thing is, it's just not there. And I don't even think it was indicative of skill that these guys got well known. Like, oh, we saw Dana Negreanu on television, so he's got to be one of the best. I mean, you know, I don't necessarily think that's the case. But people perceive that as the case because we saw these guys on television. Mike Mattisell is the best fucking tournament player in the world. He's always on television. For sure. That just wasn't the case. But at the same time, those guys were super well known. So it's kind of like a weird thing how it's changed now. But I think there'll be something in the near future. But yeah, it should be interesting to see what exactly happens, though.
Yeah, you can find some clips on YouTube where they showed like day 1 coverage of the main event. Literally when everyone has the 10K starting stack. And you're like, wow, you don't see any of this anymore. Day 1 coverage. That's wild. It's just such a different time. I wonder what it would have been like to be involved during that time. I still think this is the golden age. With the poker boom that we went through in what, 2003, it starts with Chris Moneymaker. You guys went through the poker boom. I got on it very late. I mean, I really feel like that's going on with content creation right now. When we're in the first couple of years of the Jason Somervilles doing Run It Up and, you know, the Doug Polk's YouTube channel and stuff. So I think we're in the golden age of content creation in poker as well. So maybe that's why I'm so optimistic. I don't know, I'm really in love with it. It's those days sound super fun though. Those days sound really, really good. Yeah, I mean, I think it's still fun now. It's just fun in a different way. You know, before, I mean, it depends on also what your ambitions are. If your ambitions are to get to the high stakes, make $1 million at poker, yeah, that one's a little tougher online, especially at cash games now. But if your ambitions are to make money at poker, to become successful, to, you know, make a living for yourself, then that's still very possible to do. So it really just depends on what your definition of a poker dream is. If your dream is to play the Rail Heaven, well, then that's not going to happen because that doesn't exist anymore. You won't see another Tom Dwan anymore because, I mean, that's just not going to happen. You know, it really isn't. You might, maybe, but the thing, like, there's just aren't those high stakes games to play for that guy to be created.
Even like Phil, it's just and plus there's so many players now. There's so many good players. To be good at poker now, you sort of have to be the type that's not very extroverted. You're more introverted.
Yeah, absolutely. Those, I mean, so those true teller, those OTB guys, they're on a different level. Like they just are on an insane strategical level for sure.
Yeah, they're very sick. Yeah, they're very sick. But like those guys, where can they can't really go anywhere. True tellers played a couple high rollers, but they're televised in Europe, and Europe is a small portion. It's not USA. USA drives poker for now. Maybe China and India will at some point in time.
There's a fake true teller account on Twitter, right?
Yeah, I think it's fake.
It's about me, true teller. So I saw it pop up and said, "Yo, Kevin, like your stream's funny." So I thought real life true teller was giving me a compliment, and like I saw it on stream, like, no way, he watches the stream, he knows who I am. And I was freaking out, and then I realized it was a troll account, and then he got me pretty good. Whoever runs that true teller fake account, they got me really, really good for sure.
Yeah, I thought his comments were. I mean, it was like a 3% chance it could be him. I doubt it, but it doesn't seem like a true teller I know that would say anything like that. So
yeah.
So I don't know. Guys in the chat, who we got out there, man? You want to get some shout outs, Kevin?
I haven't had the chat up. I've just been too into the conversation. I'm sure some people said they would be here.
Let me
what
see.
Up, family?
Your family, who we got?
No, when I say what up, family, I just refer to the people.
Okay. Like family. I was like, Dad, shout out to Kev's family. Who we got? Jonas out there. Yeah. What up, Jonas Palsgar, Patrick Knight, Billy Harris. What up, Puppy? Mick Gavel, Jacob Martinez, Tim F. John Blaze, give some shouts, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just loading it up now. Palsgar just subbed to my channel the other day. What up, Palsgar? He crushes the games too. What up, HBZ for life? Lappy Poker is an awesome streamer, up and coming. What up, dude? Matt Suarez 98. What up? What up? Butt boob. Seth Trollclear. I haven't been watching the chat very much. Ryan Meese, Ryan Meese. He's a nice kid. He's awesome.
I know Ryan. Shout out to Ryan. Shout out to his family, mom, sister.
Ryan's sweet.
Sisters. Shout out to them, man. There's a shout out.
J Smith Poker 84, another awesome streamer, one of my favorites that's up and coming too. He's playing on the streamers that are playing from the States where they have to play on America's Card Room or WSOP. It's tough. It's tough for them. No matter, the prize pools are a little smaller. The layout doesn't look as good as Poker Stars. It's really hard for them to, but there's some guys that are doing super well. J Smith is one of them.
Living in the struggle, man. Gus P says Ryan's mom's beautiful. Listen, man, his mom is beautiful. I got to say that. His mom, sister, family. There's some sexy people in that family going on. Shout out to Ryan and his family out there. Jay Nandez Poker in the chat. What's up, puppy? Man, make sure you check out Fernando and me on the podcast. Fernando's got, did you see this, Kevin?
What's up?
Did you see Fernando is exposing Limit Omaha secrets that the pros don't want you to know?
Oh my goodness.
He exposed 10 of them. This motherfucker Fernando exposed 10 secrets, Limit Omaha secrets.
He's giving away the gold nuggets of Limit Omaha. They're
really good stuff, man. You guys can check that out. Check out Jay Nandez and Upswing Poker. Check it out there. Jay Nan is exposing Limit Omaha secrets. I can't believe it. When I read them, I was shocked.
What up, Ming the Merciless? Awesome streamer. And have you watched Starbase Runners stream, Joey?
Oh, she's cool.
She's cool. She's like the Twitch poker mother. She's sweet. She just plays like the big $7, the big 27. I think she won the Hot 44 the other day on stream. So it's kind of cool to see different personalities streaming on Twitch. And she's definitely
welcome to the Starbase, Kevin. Welcome to my base. Thanks for coming back to the base.
Wanda is just a total sweetheart. She's sweet.
Wanda, on a first name basis? You on that GGG? Great.
I mean, no, I've never talked to her 101, but I do know her name is Wanda.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking, there she is. Oh, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot of people there. What's up, guys?
Yeah, man, a lot of guys out there. I mean, obviously, you popular guy on Twitch. I think anytime we have a guy from a Twitch streamer on or a YouTuber guy on, I think, people come out because that's where the audience is. The online audience is, that it just makes sense. And that's what I mentioned about the audience keep getting bigger and bigger, is that eventually poker audience is going to change. It's going to, transform from, less of maybe Americans and more people online, like more the online sort of people. So it's going to be fascinating to see what happens, man. It seems like you have desires to stay in poker for a pretty long time.
Absolutely. For sure. In the short term, I'm fully committed. Like I will adjust to see how 2017 goes, 2018, but I mean, I can't see, my passion is still red hot fire, but I'll be honest with myself. If my passion dies, like I'm not, if I'm in a couple years, I find a different profession that I just fall in love with, I'm going to change it. I only discovered poker 2.5 years ago and I fell in love with it. So who knows what I'll discover in the next 3 or 4 years. It's exciting to have options for sure.
For sure. I mean, good and bad, gift and curse. When you believe in yourself that you can do anything that you want to do, you got to choose something, right? You got to pick something, pick one thing, pick two things. And that can be a gift and a curse for a lot of people, is that some people can't make a choice and embrace that choice. They always have that fear of missing out on what could have been if they pursued this, or what could have been if they pursued that.
Absolutely. And other people shape, there's a lot of luck in like other people shape your path as well along too. Like I would, if Jamie Staples never streamed on Twitch and he didn't really push me, I probably never would have started. He was like really the guy who said, you should do this. And I'm like, what? Like, I didn't really get it. And then he really, really pushed. So I said, okay. So I mean, big thankful to Jamie, who I networked really well with people, and people have given me a really good head start. So,
man, you're a nice looking guy. Of course, people like you. You're a very personable guy, nice guy. You're a smart kid. I mean, you seem like a good, honest person. So I feel like people are attracted to that. It turns out people are attracted to positivity and to people who are fucking nice and who aren't assholes and who don't talk shit. Like people like that. So it makes sense why, like first time I met you, I'm like, man, I love this kid's fucking awesome, man. Oh,
thank you, dude.
I feel, you feel like it's just, it's cool, man. It makes a lot of sense. I feel like, yeah, it's not a surprise. I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised to find out that you excel at something like that, because it just makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. We met in the Bahamas last year, just over a year ago. You were down there killing the interview game and stuff.
How's that a line? How's that a line down there?
Yo, Achilles Poker is another guy in the chat. Yo, Kevin, big fan, love your stream. This is another guy.
Do not call him an up and coming poke streamer again. You can't call everyone an up and coming streamer, man.
I mean, he does.
He's up and coming streamer too.
Yeah, he's an up and coming streamer. Yeah, I mean, he has a pretty big audience already. The dude he's very charismatic. He's Indian. He plays high stakes. He crushes. He's like a supernova. He's
Indian.
Well. Indian. Yeah.
Okay. I got love for the Indians. Shout out to the Indians. Yeah. India's coming up, man. India's on the move. India's poker's rising. India and China, those guys, man, they're coming up. I'm serious. You better watch out for these guys.
God, we need American players back on PokerStars. We really do. Oh, wouldn't that reignite some optimism and some passion in the poker community if we could play with people who said USA under their title? Like, it's just super...
Americans are just so bad too. So it's like I just are. And plus now they're so behind the curve that a lot of these guys are going to come back out and just get fucking destroyed if that ever happens.
That economy, they have people with money who would probably play higher stakes than they're equipped for. Like, there would just be this surplus. I don't know if it would be if a boom is the right word to use, but oh my goodness, if I could play the Big 27 against Americans, like, it would just be so fun. Yeah.
I can't even deny it. I mean, I'm American. I can't deny it. It's not a shocking atrocity that's the case. It's not.
It's just such.
It isn't. Do you know what an atrocity is, Kevin?
Atrocity. It's when something should be one way and it's just such a shame that it is not.
Is that really what it is? I actually don't know what the word means. I've been using it a lot lately. Let me actually Google the definition. I had the definition.
It's like a synonym for the word bad or disgusting, right? Like if my hair is an atrocity.
An extremely wicked or cruel act, typically one involving physical violence or injury, a highly unpleasant or distasteful object. The house was a split-level atrocity.
Oh, it usually involves violence. Okay, that's interesting.
War atrocities. I think that's what it's in reference to. War atrocities would be violence. Yeah.
I feel like I'm decently intelligent in some factors. Like I feel like I've really, but some, like, with language and with definitions and spelling, I barely made it through school. Like, I really, really struggled at those areas for sure.
Shout out to school, man. Yeah. Guys, let's get some chat. Give me some questions from the chat. I need a dictionary. I know I do need a dictionary. I agree. Let me get some questions from the chat, man. What do we got out there? Let me see some questions for Kevin. Something about Hanson. No, I don't think that one's for Kevin. My poker skills are an atrocity. I agree. I'm sure they are. Ask Kevin about hosting a celebrity poker tournament, and would he do it again? James Smith asks.
Oh yeah, I've only done that one time. There's this casino here in Canada that flew me out. I hosted a tournament, did some commentary, just made people have fun and stuff. It was pretty cool. It paid a little bit, and I mean, I like events like that. I think it's like if people are calling me to do that kind of stuff. I'm going to Sacramento in like 2 weeks here to do some commentary with the Twitch stream down there and host a poker tournament kind of. So I mean, those opportunities are fun. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think those are fun. I've had a couple of those. I usually say no to most things, but I had one when my friend Ebony asked me to do some commentary in New Jersey, and I had a lot of fun time.
Nice.
I had a really fun time there. I had a good time. Did commentary for Nolan Hold'em, unfortunately, final table, but it was a good time. Met Gus P. Shout out to Gus P. He's in the chat. He's always on YouTube and Twitch. I actually met I got a girlfriend from this process too. I ended up dating the winner's daughter at one point in time.
Dude, I can't imagine how many girls you have to beat off. Like, how many DMs are you getting every day, Chicago Joey? Like, you just must, for you to stay single is just such a huge show of discipline.
I don't know.
Anyway, that commentary is like something I really enjoy, and I think I excel at as well. So more opportunities like that in the future, like, you know, like Joe Stapleton's job, Joe Stapes and stuff, and that whole team that does the EPT commentary. I've done commentary with them a couple times on the EPT broadcasts. I love it. You know, it's a really cool part of poker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, if you go on the World Series Poker, I know Tuckman does all the commentary for the World Series Poker the events throughout the summer. Could be someplace, you know, for you to get into as well when if you go down there.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
Here's a question: how can an ex-DJ play? How can an ex-DJ play such rubbish music on Twitch? We need an intervention for Kevin. Super Straddle asks.
People do make fun of my music all the time on Twitch, but I think it's a pretty good playlist. There's a lot of Bieber. I love Justin Bieber. I love Sia, Taylor Swift. Like, I definitely like the top 40s.
What's your favorite Justin Bieber song?
Right now, it's All That Matters. It wasn't one of his super famous songs. I mean, the hits, the stories, the What Do You Means. His newest stuff is good. I don't like the Baby, the Boyfriend stuff from the old, but the recent album is just,
if you were my boyfriend, I never let you go.
Yeah, no, that stuff wasn't as good. But
swag on. No, okay.
Justin Bieber is just like, his All That Matters song and stuff is just unbelievable.
How's that go?
I mean, I don't even want to
sing it, Kev. Let's go.
The lyrics are "You're all that matters to me" in the chorus, and then he just kind of repeats it over and over again. Okay, nah, we don't want to scare people away.
I gotta tell you, Justin Bieber's new CD is low-key fire, okay? Y'all hating in the chat about this, get off your fucking weird ass some type of horse in your mind, okay? Give it a shot. I'm telling you, man, it's some good stuff. Well, let me see some more questions. So what do we got? Would you rather have small hands but 10% bigger bankroll, or a small bankroll but 10% bigger hands?
Wow. I think my hands function pretty well as they are. Probably bigger bankroll, smaller hands, maybe.
I'm going.
No, you wouldn't want smaller hands than this. I don't know. That's such a unique question.
Yeah, I'm going bigger.
People, another
biggest personal stream moment.
Oh, biggest personal stream moment: winning the mini million for $22,000. Didn't win it, chopped it up. Sometimes I forget that. But biggest stream moment was for sure the mini million run. The hype was brewing. I mean, it's such a big field. What was it, like 9,000 players entered? So you're just trying to build a stack. You don't really think, oh, I might actually win this. Gets deeper, gets final 100. You're still like pessimistic. Get to the final 20. You're like, oh my God. That's the cool thing about streaming tournaments as well, is like the hype builds, especially in a large field like that. People can feel it getting close and close. And we come close in so many different spots for big binks and never gotten there. And to pull through, I'm super happy with how I played. I made a really, really strong call with King High on the final table, final three-handed. I just made this guy triple-barreled.
That was sick hand.
The guy triple-barreled blind versus blind, and I just didn't really think he had a very many value hands. It's kind of an interesting hand, yeah. Called him with King High. We ended up chopping the pot, but it's kind of a sick play. And then I just think I played really well down the line there. Again, final 100, I got in pocket fives versus aces and hit a running flush to suck out for a ton of chips. So, I mean, you have to run well, but I was really happy with how I played to make the deal for 22,000, my biggest online score ever. It was a really cool moment. That was my personal highlights moment for sure.
Lappy Poker, choose one or the other. Justin Bieber concert with Pilly or railing Jamie Staples at main event final table?
Jamie Staples final table.
Yeah, I'm going with that
for sure. Yeah, because to see your boy succeed like that,
pretty sick.
Pretty epic.
Carol Wilson, would Kevin do Big Brother Canada All-Stars?
That's a common conversation between alumni in the community. Is like on Big Brother and Survivor, they bring back players again for another shots in the future, right? And first of all, I don't think I was a character that they would probably choose from. I mean, maybe I was a pretty strong character while I was on the show. I don't know. I'm in a really good place in life right now with poker and the Twitch stream. And Big Brother kind of messed me up. It messed me up mentally. It took a long time to adjust back to real life. Being deprived of other humans for 70 days and then coming back into life, it was very weird. It took a mental toll. So I would have to think about it because I'm in a really good place right now. Maybe is the answer.
Maybe.
It's a good question though. Oh, dude, Joey, you have no idea. the post house guests, like there's already pregame alliances. It's a very common talked about thing. Who's working with who? What are the strategies going to be? It's kind of a crazy conversation. I feel like people hold on to it a little bit too much. And yeah, anyway.
The game aspect of things.
Yeah, the game aspect thing. People get hurt, you know. So let's say we make it to the final 5, and we were good alliance members, and I turn on you because I think you're going to win the whole game. You're a threat to me.
Punch you in the fucking face after we got out, for sure.
I mean, people get salty, right? People forget that it's a game. People get.
I wouldn't forget.
Oh, it's such a
like
I love people individually, and I have a lot of good friends in that community. I can think of a lot of people, but for some reason, when you put that group together, those A+ personalities, it is toxic. I've gone to some Big Brother events, and I really haven't had a good time because like there's some very catty people. There's a lot of drama. There's a lot of people kind of forget that the game is over, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm not firing bang bangs on my fellow house guests, but for some reason, as a group, it is just toxic. But I like individuals for who they are.
Yeah. Let's see. Jonas says, who would Kevin Kmart like to see as the next guest in the Poker Life podcast? Free choice from poker players.
I mean, you got to get, I don't know if right away, maybe Jamie Staples sometime.
Jimmy! Listen, man.
We
get him on the podcast at some point in time, man. We got to get him on a podcast at some point in time, man.
I would vouch for Jamie Staples for sure. Also, I got to say.
Call him Jimmy. Why don't you call him? That's a nickname. Like Hollywood Haxton. I call Big Dick Donger Kim. Big Dick Donger Kim. I call Pussy Lovin' Pertouche. Pussy Lovin' Pertouche. That's the nickname.
Jimmy has just been Jamie to me for too long. Also, another guy who I would put in is Andrew Nemi. His YouTube channel is pretty large. He gets almost 100,000 views per episode. So he has a lot of.
I can't fucking believe it.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of
attention.
I'm
shocking. I don't get it. He's driving, and I like it. And I know Andrew. I like him too.
Yeah.
If I drive to the Horseshoe Casino, we'll play some 1020 PLO. And I record myself going up the escalator, talking to John Scared. I got tapping his fucking hands. What up, John? Seeing the guys outside smoking outside the room. Still, what up, kid? What up, Paul? What up, Joe? You know, clap a fucking drink. You know, get a margarita, something like that. Go play some PLO. Show 3 hands. Put it up. I get 100,000 views.
For sure, if you do it consistently, people would love it, especially if you're raking in those big pots.
That's crazy.
You might get more views if you play Hold'em than PLO, I think. People don't understand.
I just can't believe it's that popular. Like I'm not saying I don't like it or I like it or not. I just can't believe it's just that popular. That's sure. I don't know, man. It's wild.
I mean, yeah, absolutely, but it is. So I would put those are my 2 choices if I had to get Jamie or Andrew on the because those are guys content creators that I both look up to.
I don't get it. It's crazy. Crazy. I don't know. I try to get it. I've never been a vlog guy, I guess, though. Like even the other guys that do vlogs, like the other YouTuber, I like the vlogs of like people that are great at something. That's where like I like watching the vloggers of guys who are some of the best at what they do, whether it's like athletes or something like that. But I mean, I don't like watching. I guess you want to watch your favorite. Yeah, whatever. It's fucking me up. Let me see what else we got in the chat here. Joey, have you ever played an Elgin? No, I have not. I've not played an Elgin. Need to have I grind this on the podcast. Maybe. Could. Let's see. Trooper. Fucking Trooper. I like Trooper. I like him.
Trooper's a funny guy. His podcast, his vlog isn't really focused around poker very much. It's more him walking around going through the highs and lows. And I think I watched him for a little bit, but it's not very poker central. Then I don't know. You can see him go through some tough moments. He's pretty honest through his mental highs and lows. Whenever he's having a tough time, he puts it on the camera, so respect to him. But
Eric says, Joey, you're kind of ignorant on this stuff, man. You would not be able to produce the quality he does. I'd be interested in a prep it if you'd like to make that bet with me. I mean, come on, listen.
Dude, he puts out great stuff.
Watch, guys. Here's what I'll do. I'll get my fucking camera right here, okay? I'll get somebody. I'll pay somebody $8 an hour to follow me around. He'll record it. We'll come home. I'll get somebody to help me with the editing process. We'll edit something beautiful. It'll be great. And we'll put it out. It'll be quality. Come on, man. You guys are tripping right now. Come on. Stop it.
Dude, I don't know. His stuff is really good. His stuff is elite level of editing.
Elite level of editing?
Oh, it's so good.
Elite level of editing?
Yeah. I've messed around with some editing software in like school and stuff. And my vlogs I did. And it's tough, dude. The kid knows how to cut some video together. Like he even like syncs beats with like scene changes, so it musically makes sense. It's really a good product, dude.
Okay, Interesting. Well, I'm curious, that guy in the chat. I mean, he says something like that, crazy like that in the chat. I'm interested in a prop bet, man. Let's go. Let's get it. But I think the poker vlogs, I think those are what's going to be something that's going to keep getting better and better and better. Yep. I think that those are going to keep, there's going to be new ones that come out. There'll be some popular people that do it. And I think that it's different than Twitch because a popular person could, like a popular poker player, for instance, could start doing those. And there's already, like you just get a lot of popularity right away because there's already a big audience and they just love to go watch them. Whereas on Twitch, if a popular poker player goes on Twitch, it's still going to take them a long time to build up a following. Yeah. So if you're going to be a poker player who wants to maybe get something out there, that would be a great way to do it if you don't want to do Twitch every single day for 8 hours a day. For sure. And that's the thing with Twitch too. If you really want to put a following out there, you have to grind like 8 hours a day. It's exhausting. Where YouTube, you can cut, edit it, you can still get outside. So that's why Doug Twitch streamed pretty much full time. He just said he was too exhausted. It took too much out of him. So that's why he went to the YouTube game. But like Mike McDonald just started Twitch streaming. He has a ton of viewers already, but he's like a massive name in the poker world. And he plays like pretty high stakes. So that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, now he's pushing the site. I think he's kind of following the Doug blueprint here. Pushing the site, poker shares, doing the Twitch stuff, doing the Snapchat, social media type of stuff. I mean, there's kind of a formula. If you really want to do stuff like that and be good at it, you can just kind of watch what Doug does and then do that same thing. If that's what you want. If your goals are that's kind of what you can do. It's pretty for sure. Matter of doing it, which is obviously harder said than done. It's not that it's that easy. Everyone would be doing it, but his site Poker Shares is really, really interesting. It's a really cool concept, and it's going to make sites like Stake King and UKing, it's going to make them a little more competitive. I like the idea for sure. Yeah. We'll see what happens with Timex. I think he'll crush it because if he's going to be focusing on business, then I think that he is going to do great. I mean, those people who have success in the poker world, like Doug Polk and Timex, I mean, obviously they're intelligent guys. They don't make that much money in poker without being super smart. So for them to apply their skill set to something like social media and content creation, I mean, they're going to have success in that. Those guys just bleed success. It makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. It'll be interesting to kind of see how things go along this year. 2017, I think. What do you got? Predictions? I got some predictions, but I want to know if you got predictions. Sorry, cut out. Say that again. You got some predictions for 2017, what you see happening for yourself or for poker in general with the Twitch and the whole content sphere of things? I think it's going to keep growing. More people are going to come out. The numbers in the poker listing are higher than they've been. I've been averaging my highest viewers ever. Other people is similar. Jamie had almost 12,000 viewers when he final table bubbled the warm up yesterday. Jason Somerville has a high average. Tonk has a high average. I think the listing is just growing overall. And with Twitch hiring more people, they're just making some really good changes. Twitch is a company I have a lot of faith in. Again, I'm not employed by them, but I think it's going to keep trucking on and on and on. Yeah, I think so. Definitely. Yeah. I think Twitch is only going to keep getting bigger and bigger. The YouTube stuff's going to only keep getting bigger and bigger. In terms of good poker players being bigger and bigger, I don't think that's what's going to be the case anymore. Like I said, I think it's kind of changing where the guys that are good at poker aren't really going to be known as much anymore. They're still going to be known to some section, but you're going to know guys like the guys on the video blogs more and the guys on Twitch more than the guys who are playing the high stakes and are the best players. And maybe that's a good thing. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't even think that maybe that's not the worst thing because some of these guys are, I don't know. It's like you don't necessarily see yourself relating to some of these guys who are the highest stakes guys and they're kind of quiet and, you don't really relate to those guys too much. Whereas a lot of the other guys on Twitch and guys creating content, they're much more relatable. So, yeah. So yeah, I think that it's only going to, it's going to be interesting to see what happens over these next couple of years. I would buy a stock in Twitch poker right now. I think it's only going to go up, I think it's only going to go up and about, and it's really exciting. I think so. Let's take a couple more questions in the chat. We'll wrap this up, guys. Who we got? Kevin. What? Have you had Isil? No, I've had an Isil on my channel. Let's see. Why don't you stream PLO? Come on. Let's see. No, okay. Can you get Lions Love on the podcast? Sure. Kevin, what's your biggest downswing and how did you manage it? From LJ Nelvarez. When I played live poker full time, my biggest downswing was only like 5.5K, which was 11 buy-ins. I won two, yeah. I mean, the game played pretty big. I would buy in for 500 big blinds, or not. I'd buy in for 250 big blinds. So $500. It was commonly straddled with the 5. Yeah, I swung down 5.5K, so 11 buy-ins. That was the biggest downswing ever. Again, some of those are probably for sure punts. I played very differently back then. Online, I mean, the downswings haven't been too bad.
On my old account, Garlic X Toast, I was still overall profitable on that account, but I had like a 6K downswing. Once I signed to Team Online, they actually allowed me to change my my PokerStars name. Thankfully, there's some they made sure it was probably fine. Basically, I had played low volume and low stakes, so they weren't worried. If like someone at the high stakes, changed their name, they probably wouldn't allow that because all the hand histories on that player would be changed.
No, they've done that. They've done that before a few times.
They've done that. They made sure it was like they made with me. They said it was pretty much fine. I guess they changed with Ike's name and stuff too. You're right.
They changed a lot of people's names. Yeah, like Alexa's name changed, I believe, and there was a couple other guys too that got changed. I actually didn't know who they were for a while, and I was like, oh wait, that makes sense. Like, who the fuck's this guy before? Oh, okay, that was him. So yeah, they've done it before. For sure.
But my downswings haven't been too bad because I always adjust very strictly based on my confidence. If I lose, I drop the high stuff in my schedule immediately just because my confidence is not high. So right now I am playing the good stuff, the good value 109s. Like on my channel today, I'm going to play the 109 6 max. But if I brick stuff for a month, I'll drop that from the schedule and only play like the $55 stuff. So I'm very aggressive with my confidence in what tournaments I play. So my downswings haven't been that bad. But I mean, I have a very loyal group on my Twitch stream right now, and I'm always saying, hey, guys, thank you for cheering me on. The moments are good right now. In 2017, there's going to be some tough months, and that's when I need your support more than ever, when those downswings do kick in.
Yeah, so instead of them hating on you, actually support you and kind of try to uplift you. When you're struggling, uplift you instead of saying, you fucking suck, what's happening here?
Yeah, exactly. Right? That's when you need the love. When things are going well, it's easy to be positive. When it goes tough, that's when you need the positivity more than ever. I
agree, man. I agree.
I got a lot of flack because after I won my 22K and then I had another win on the 109 for like 7.5K. The next day I was playing the big $5. I had the big $5 up and people were like, why are you playing this tournament? I don't know. I just love the good low stake value stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's called being a professional poker player. It's called that. I mean, that's sort of what you do.
Yeah.
Right? You don't win a tournament and then like I'm gonna go play 10. I'm gonna play double the stakes now because I won a tournament. I mean, that's not the GTO way to go about it. I'm sure some people might succeed doing that, but that's not probably the way that you should approach it.
For sure, absolutely.
So I grind this. Is this the high point of your life success-wise, or would you consider it doing Big Brother, Chicago Joey Poker? And by the way, hi, thank you.
It's tough to analytically, like if you view your life as a graph, I feel like we're probably peaking, but I don't know. Big Brother, I got a good audience from it, and there's a lot of people that came to my Twitch channel. But overall, the Big Brother community, there's not too much value in that. It's like a younger demographic. There's not too much going on there in terms of like post-show opportunities. I thought there would be. Coming out of the show, I was like, oh, I'm like a celebrity. I'm really gonna have like opportunities, and there was a few, but overall, nah. We definitely closed the chapter on that part of our life, and we've moved on to poker and Twitch and like really. So peaking, I mean, probably like the last 5 months has been a really fun ride. But again, it's tough to like measure your life in a graph like that analytically.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's like a weird thing to do. Like, oh, I'm going to measure, it's like, I don't know. I feel like when people look at a graph and they see they're not at their top peak, they get discouraged, demotivated.
Sure.
They start feeling bad. So in a lot of ways, if you chart your life as a graph and you say, oh, I was at my peak when I was 23, never going to get there again. Well, for a lot of people, that's going to be a terrible way to think about it because, I mean, you're chasing this, like you don't even know exactly what you're after, what's going to make you feel that way. And yeah, that's be a weird way to look at it. If a life did have a graph.
Yo, you put it in have you ever applied for Survivor or Big Brother or The Amazing Race or anything?
Mm-mm.
No, you never, dude. Because I mean, you got a personality, and like if you marketed yourself the right way.
Interesting. I wouldn't go on Survivor. That's just crazy. I'm not trying to sleep on the wood. My back's gonna be hurting. I'm old, man. I'm gonna hurt my back. I need to stretch. I need my foam roller. I cannot be going on Survivor, man. I couldn't do it from a pure like body standpoint. I love doing that stuff too much. But
gotcha.
Sir, Big Brother though, that could be fun. But you said it's like 7 days or something, 6 or 70 days. 60 days.
The Canadian version is 70. The American version goes over 100 days pretty frequently.
That sounds crazy. 100 days in the house.
They're in there for like 3.5 months. And not only that, before I played Big Brother, so Big Brother is 70 days long, right? They had me sequestered for 8 days before that. People don't know this. They flew me to Toronto. They took my cell phone. They came and met me in Calgary after we filmed some stuff. They took my cell phone. They said, you cannot talk to anyone. They flew me to Toronto. They put me in a hotel room for 8 days. They took my key card and they said, if you leave, you're off the show. and I stayed in a hotel room for 8 days. They brought me meals and workout equipment and books, and I didn't leave at all. No contact, no television, no anything for 8 days. So I'm already going stir crazy in this freaking hotel room. So I'm already in this paranoid, anxious state before I start the game. Then I don't talk to anyone for 70 days. Then I lose. Then they keep me after for 4 days, and it's just a wild, wild experience. No wonder I was slightly mentally, punished.
I mean, for real, they put you in a, yeah, that I would, yeah, that would definitely drive me crazy. Yeah, it's so weird how they do that with Survivor. They like sequester you somewhere, and The Bachelor. I'd go on I know I wouldn't go on The Bachelor. I'm kidding.
Oh, that's
you
a
should
show
go on The Bachelor. Dude.
That's a show I would do. I would do The Bachelor or The Bachelorette.
Fuck.
Yeah, I would. I'm definitely going to throw in an application for that.
Dude,
the next couple.
Oh my God, you or The Bachelorette rather. Or you'd be one of the 25 guys or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
I'd rather do The Bachelorette because then I'm one of the 25 guys. I wouldn't want to be that soul guy people are chasing.
Dude, you'd be. Oh my God, I will try. I think I might actually know some people that are. I mean, would it be Canadian version or is it American version?
I think Canadians are allowed to go on either. There's a Canadian version in America. I'll throw the application to both.
Yeah, I would do that. And I think I mean, let me know. I might know people now. I know a lot of people. I don't know. I might say The Bachelor. I might know someone close to that one. So that would be sick though.
It'd be fun for just like the lulls, It would just be super fun for the laughs.
Why? It's so weird. You're like, yeah, I'm competing with 25 men. We all like love this woman. We're like making out with her.
Everyone, yeah. The jealousy behind there would just be. I used to be very much of the mind state of like open relationships and like polygamy. Basically, I was like, if you can sexually and emotionally love someone, you can love multiple people at the same time. But I realized over the last little bit, I'm actually like kind of a jealous little person. Like, I don't know. I haven't overridden that jealousy feeling yet. And jealousy is such an ugly emotion. So I think it was a good theory, but in practice, I'm probably looking for a one-on-one.
Yeah. How old are you now?
I was just turned 24.
24.
Yeah, I was 24 in January.
24. Yeah. What does it feel like to be 24? Holy crap.
I don't know. I feel like a couple of years ago we were 18, 17. I don't know. Not old, but 24 is 24,
Man, when I was 24, you were like 8 or something. No, I'm kidding. Not that young, but man, it's wild. Someone said me and Doug should go on The Amazing Race. That's a great idea.
That's a great. You guys should honestly but like seriously, if you guys want to apply for that, like we should have a Skype call. I mean, not to sound arrogant, but I have been cast on a reality TV show, so I know how to like make an application, So if you guys want, we could put a little video together package of you guys, and like you guys would have a decent shot. You're both like good looking guys. I mean, I'm not trying to hit on you, but that's like they put attractive people on reality shows, so you and Doug would have a good chance there. You can market yourself. You guys are both well spoken. I mean, they would look at your application for sure. That's a great idea. You guys have to apply.
Who brought that idea up? That's a genius person. Who said that? Ted Clubber Lang 420. Thank you. Doug would be trailing behind the whole way. No, Doug would get in shape for it. Come on, man. Doug would definitely get in shape. I don't actually know if he would do it because he's got I think he might do it.
I think Doug's applied for Survivor before. I think he would love to do The Amazing Race. That's right up Doug's alley.
Yeah, but now, I mean, if we could create content, if we just didn't create for 60 days.
I mean, your brand you guys would have so many casual fans. Like, it would be a really good thing long term. You guys should book that. Like, for sure you should.
I'm gonna hit him up now. You got Snapchat for the fans? Snapchat, Instagram?
I do, yeah. I mean, Twitch is the main place. Kevin Martin on Twitch, Instagram,
Snapchat,
Twitter. I do have Snapchat. Kevin Rob. Should I hold it up here? Is that how you do it? Or you put it? I'll just put it in the chat. Kevin Rob Martin on Snap if you want to add me up.
What is it on Snapchat? Kevin what? Kevin Rob Martin?
I just put it in the chat. Kevin Rob Martin. Yeah. Right, same on Twitter, same on Instagram.
Putting it on my Snapchat now. I use Snapchat a bit, but I don't even know what to put on there. I just like put random things. Sometimes if I get like start feeling delirious, I'll just start making funny videos on there and looking like a dork. So
yeah, for sure. Snapchat's a great platform. It's instant, right? I can take a video and within seconds people can watch it. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, send a picture of your Johnson to someone if you want to do that too, pretty quickly. I mean, whatever you want to use it for. I don't know what the kids use it for these days. So, can you drive a stick? Yes, I have a stick. Thank you. Last thing, we'll wrap it up. Nothing less than 100 buy-ins. Yeah. Hey, thanks for the great content. Thank you. An in-string inspirational stream. Thank you. You can find more podcasts on my YouTube channel, Younger One. What season of Big Brother was Kevin in?
Big Brother Canada season 3.
Okay.
The third edition. Yeah.
What if I made some videos where I like watch over and analyze your chess game with the women? I mean, obviously you got a girlfriend from the show. Obviously your chess game is probably pretty strong. It seems like.
Oh,
I made some video, like I made some videos breaking down. I don't know. I'm just going to random. I'm just thinking of ideas here. That'd be fucking fun. It sounds.
Yeah, I was actually thinking of doing a Big Brother review and to watch my season and like give insight and like say what I did well and good bad. And I think it would be kind of fun to watch it again. It's super cringeworthy. I only watched the show once right after the show ended, and there was some good moments. I think they edited me pretty well, but there's some moments that are just so cringy. It's just so painful to watch. Like it's oh god, you know.
I know what you mean. You like pause it and you're like yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
But overall, an amazing experience.
I think it'd be fun. It'd be a lot of fun. And Light says, do you know Brendan from South Korea? Yes, Brendan is in the GTO club. He's from South Korea, and he is in charge of our South Korean district of the GTO club, which comprises of a group of 9-year-old kids. So yeah, we're actually, the GTO club is in South Korea officially, Kevin. We do have a South Korean district, and they're spreading the word of PLO and GTO over there.
Nice,
so, yeah,
dude.
Kind of like the world thing now.
There's one person on my Twitch stream who basically every day says, "Hello, Kevin. This is your friend from watching from North Korea again." And I always thought it was a joke, but he did it over and over again. He's been doing it for a year now. So I'm starting to believe that he actually watches from North Korea. I thought I was a big troll at the start, but maybe it's a year-long troll that he's just really kept up with. But I think I do have one fan in North Korea.
I'm going to need to see some receipts to believe this. You got to show me Kim Jong, man. I want to see my boy Kim Jong. I need to see something to prove that you're in North Korea if you make some allegations like that. So is your audience any women? Do you have any women that watch your stuff?
I mean, yeah, for sure. I think so. There's a lot of my mods, a lot of my subs are women. Obviously, is way bigger male population, but I got some ladies that love it for both the poker and I think the entertainment as well. Little
bachelor in you, yeah. Yeah, my audience is like 2.7% women, 97.8%, or it's 3% women, 97%.
Is that your following on Twitter?
That's my YouTube.
Oh, that's your YouTube. Yeah. I don't know on Twitch or YouTube. I haven't looked at that, but on Twitter, after I came off of Big Brother Canada, it was 90% women, 10%, and we're back to 50-50. So it's good. I've attracted a lot of male people from the poker, so we're back to 50-50, but it was definitely skewed there for a while.
Must be nice, man. Must be nice. I couldn't imagine having something like that. That's what I think about some of these like celebrities that are actually famous people.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine what's happening. I cannot imagine what's happening with Instagram and Twitter. Like I mean it my mind breaks when I think.
I'll ask during the stream boat trip in the Bahamas with Bill Perkins. Dan Bilzerian and him hang out every day, right? If Dan's there, I gotta get some details for the next podcast. As Dan Bilzerian, would he ever do the Poker Life podcast?
I think he will. I think he will do it at some point in time. I think I could get him on. Yeah. Because that'd be fun. I think it'd be like fun for him to do because I would actually ask him questions. I mean, my goal when people come on is I want to make them look good. I don't want to make them look dumb or look like a fucking idiot or anything like that. I want to show them in a great light and I want to show them in the best light. And I think with him, ask some questions, sure, but I'd also make him look good and I'd make him look smart about poker. Whereas I think some other stuff he's done, they're not asking him the right questions to accent what he's great about at poker, allegedly, with getting into these games and why that's important and why that's a skill in your own sort of thing. So yeah, I think that it would be good for him to do it.
Like his poker skill, I don't know what level it's at. It might not be good enough to beat like many games online, but if he's sitting games with like, rich millionaire whales, essentially, I mean, he's going to just crush, if he has a basic understanding. Dan Bilzerian gets a lot of hate, but I kind of have respect. Definitely like an alpha male who's kind of just like, F you, I'll do what I want with my life. And I don't have much of that. I'm very much more of like, I want to please everyone. And I just respect his like, I don't care. I'm going to go shoot guns and hang out with beautiful women and drive trucks. And like, I'll do me. So I kind of respect him more than people hate him.
Yeah. I mean, I certainly don't hate on him. I think he's awesome, right? He'd be able to build this crazy brand and all these followers, be able to have this lifestyle for, I mean, you can do anything with it at this point in time. You can do literally anything he wants. And when you have that big of an audience, so, sort of like he's set up for the future now to do whatever he wants to do.
For sure. That video where Doug Polk broke down his heads up play on Twitch and actually analyzed it was pretty funny though.
So I have a hidden theory, Kevin, about that.
Okay.
I think that was Dan Bilzerian's. I think that was some sort of way to throw people off how good he was actually at poker. to in some way to get more action at poker. I think because think about this. You go on stream. I know this is like crazy, probably not true, but think about it. You go on stream, you donk around at 10, 20. I mean, he didn't seem like he had an idea what's happening, just like made these decisions randomly, but like knew what he was doing. Imagine if you playing 10, 20 on ACR for a little bit of money, and then you playing these fucking 100, 200, 200, 400 games with these people, and sure, they might not see it, but at the same time, maybe someone shows them. Maybe he knows that someone might see this, and he plays this type of way, and they're like, "Oh, well, he sucks." I'm gonna like. That's my deep theory. That's my hidden deep theory is that he's using this as advertising budget.
I think that sounds like some fiction. That sounds like some revisionist history. I don't know. Is Dan like at this elite level of social manipulation where he knows?
Yes. What he's got 50 million Instagram. Yes, think about it. No, Kevin, what you just said. He is calculated at everything he does. Think about this.
You're right. He's a very intelligent dude.
Calculated at everything. He doesn't just do something just for no reason. That's what I'm saying. That's why it don't make sense. Like there's got to be a reason. I'm telling you. I might make a video about this. I've been wanting to make a video about this theory. I want to expose this theory.
Dude, I mean, the tinfoil hat, it would kind of make sense, but I just don't see it. I don't think he's at that level. So he's like burning money on purpose on Twitch just so he can get in some high stake games. I mean, he's getting in high stake games anyway. I don't.
Allegedly $50 million. It's called the advertising budget. When you're advertising, you're advertising this stuff.
Yeah. I think that's some fan fiction. Me personally, but I can maybe make that video, dude. I'll maybe it'll win me over and you can convince me.
I'll put on my Alex Jones. I'm exposing the secrets today to Dan Bilzerian. Doug Polk said he sucks. I say that's not true. And I got the proof right here. I mean, I don't know, whatever, fine.
All right, so that's another person. My top 3 people that need to be on the podcast: Jamie, Andrew, and Dan Bilzerian. Those are 3 monster people in the poker community.
Hell of a list right there. Hell of a list. Joey looks like a girl. Thank you. I agree. I look like a fucking girl. You're right. You look like a chick. You're right. 6'2" woman. That's what I look like, a girl. Yeah. You're right. Look like a girl. Thank you. That's it. Low 35K on Twitch, win 15 million in LA next week. I agree. Tell you what, by the end of the year, Kevin, I'm going to get all 3 of those people on the podcast.
Whoo! All 3?
I'm going to get all 3 of those on the podcast.
Dude, I hope so. I was thinking maybe go from 1 of 3 to start, 2 of 3. 3 for 3 though? I
wrote a book in 11 days, 47,000 word book. I shoot high, man. I'm not aiming low. Aim for the high, man. I'm going to get all 3 of those guys on the podcast. You can give me one more name. I'll get him on the podcast too. Go ahead. Who do you got?
Andrew and Jamie would book for sure. Dan, who's another one that you get on the podcast? Oh, that one's tough. I don't know. Let's get another like well-represented female player on the podcast.
Okay, I'm in.
You've gotten Kate Hall as a frequent guest.
Kate Hall. Kate.
Yeah, she's sweet.
Love her.
Sam's been on the podcast.
Sam
is a sweetheart. Oh, she's so cute.
Sam. Is that your poker? Who do you think are like the most attractive girls in poker? If you had
I have a lot of.
We're 2 hours in. No one's watching anymore anyway, so we can talk about this. What do you think?
I don't know. I just have a lot of. It's something about like a female who can just like aggressively forbet and like handle money well and success. I just makes them attractive more than maybe just physical looks as well. There's a lot of
Well, then let's put that into.
Yeah, we're not gonna do the Kmart list here. Let's just say I have respect.
I'll make a list too. You make a list. I'll make a list.
So I'm gonna have to politely decline and say that I don't want to. I mean, there's a lot of females that I have a lot of respect.
You got a crush in poker? Who's your favorite poker? If you could date one poker player as a female or male. Which one would it be? Which one would you pick?
Male. Let's go with male first. You watch Aussie Million coverage? One of the best Australian results guy ever. His name is Jeff. You guys know? Oh, dude, he's the male poker crush.
So you date an Australian named Jeff? Okay.
yeah. If he was on the market. Females. I mean, Sam Abernethy and Kelly Minkin are a couple that ring the bell.
Jeff. Okay. Jeff. Perfect. Okay.
Selena Lynn's up there. I mean, Liv Barry.
No, it's 1. It's 1. It's not 7. It's 1. It's 1 or 2.
These are all women I respect.
Okay, so it would be. Okay, so Sam or let me think about this too. Who would it be for me? Because I know a lot of these girls, by the way. I whatever, should know them. And so I'm trying to think who it would be in poker. What woman would I want to date in poker? No, man. I know some things about these women, Kevin. I'm telling you right now, they get out of line. They're low key out of line. You know, it's
See,
like, you want to hook up with a girl?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't done too much live stuff, or I haven't met too many other females in the poker world. But I'm fresh out of this other relationship, Joey. I'm just a single man who's dedicated towards the grind. So I don't think any other those opportunities are going to come up too soon here.
Yeah, maybe. I'm thinking about, man, I don't have one. Vanessa Russo?
Vanessa Russo. I've tried to reach out to her and talk to her. I mean, she was a Big Brother contestant. She was obviously, we have a lot in common, but she hasn't gotten back, unfortunately. She's super successful.
Yeah, someone in the chat said that. I wasn't saying. I don't know. I'm not saying. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't have someone for you, Kevin. I don't know. I don't have. Probably okay. If I had to pick one, I'll pick one. What's that Chinese girl?
I knew when coming on this podcast, I was gonna be asked what females in the poker world I find attractive.
Oh my God, Kevin! You get to maybe say who you like, and maybe you'll get a chance, and maybe you guys will hook up or something. That'd be terrible.
I know I have an outgoing personality, and I'm pretty introverted and kind of quirky and a little bit awkward when it comes to women.
Quirky as come on, man. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing.
No.
A lot of people are quirky. What's that girl's name? Zazie. What's her fucking name? Not Kitty Qua. Her name's like Zazie or something like that. I don't know what it is. Zazie. I don't know. JMO always talks about her. I don't know who it is. Whatever. That's all we got. Any last thoughts? Any last thoughts, Kevin?
I mean, I think we covered everything. Wow, we hit a lot of stuff there. Yeah, let's keep the Twitch stream rolling, keep killing it. And wow, we hit a lot of subjects. Everything on my list got crossed off, dude. I think we did a good job.
Almost like a professional.
Yeah, I think we did a good. Chat is hyped. Y'all, I appreciate it. You guys are super kind. Is Kevin gay? I'm a pretty open-minded, free-spirited dude, but definitely attracted to women.
Yeah. Okay. Not Jeff from Australia.
I mean, Jeff is a pretty attractive dude. He's up there.
Jeff. But, I love Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff.
All right, guys. If you guys are on Twitter or you're watching this back on YouTube, check out Kevin. It's at Kevin Martin on Twitch. What's the Kevin? Is it Kevin Rob? Is it? What is it?
It's Kevin Martin 987. Basically, just Google Kevin Martin Twitch. Kevin Martin 987 is the actual physical link. But yeah, Kevin Martin Twitch.
All right, Kevin Martin Twitch. Yeah, this is the girl. Yaxi Zhu. That's the one. Yeah, I like her. Dang, man, yeah. That's my number one right now. Done. I don't know anything about her, unfortunately, though. So maybe I need to learn I should learn something about her personality first. Yaxi Yu. That's who it is. That's what I'm putting at the top of my list. Or Annette 15. Oh, Annette 15. I love her.
You know who came across really recently on the main event coverage is Melanie Weisner. She seemed like a really fun girl. Really nice good personality.
Really nice legs, for sure. Sing, really nice legs. But she got some history, she allegedly done, got some history with some website or something like that. So yeah.
I mean, I don't think that's an issue.
Yeah, whatever. All right, let's wrap it up. Guys, that's it. Check out Kevin Martin 987 on Twitter, Twitch. Just Google Kevin Martin, look for all his shit. He streams most days, every day. You're gonna maybe be going to LA Poker Awards. You're gonna be streaming from Sacramento with that thing coming up.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool things. I mean, going to Europe at the start of March, then the stream boat. Like, this is a very busy time, but usually my schedule is Sunday through Thursday. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I start at 4 p.m. Pacific time every day. We've been on. I haven't missed a day yet since we've started the schedule. So I'm going to start my stream in an hour and a half here at 4 p.m. Pacific time. That is 7 p.m. Eastern, and today's going to be a glorious day, hopefully. 7
p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, every single day, 5 days a week. Not Saturday, Sunday.
Friday, Saturday are off. Sunday through Thursday.
Perfect. That's it. Simple, guys. Check them out. That's it. Twitter. I'll be back. I might do a podcast Wednesday. I'm going to Las Vegas to shoot a television show for a couple days. Nobody knows. It's kind of yeah. I'm talking about that. Kid.
That's interesting.
It should be interesting. And that'll be at LA Poker Awards, where I'll be taking down Podcast of the Year. And I'm going to be in LA. I'll be live at the bike doing commentary for the PLO game with Lyman. And I don't even fucking know.
I love the contrast. I love the contrast in our confidence. You're like, I'm going to the podcast. I'm going to win the podcast award. I'm going to be there. And I'm just like, kind of like, oh, I'm so happy to be nominated. Like I won't win this.
This is the third year I've been nominated, Kevin. I put in 86 about the best pod. I mean, you got Viffer, that's the best one. Bill Perkins, that's in the same year. Fedor holds the PCA. Ike Hollywood Haxton. Bill Perkins twice. Talo Shakerchi, you never been on a podcast. I mean, man, it's banger after banger after banger every month, man. Jacqueline Moscow, that all crazy shit. 12 months straight. 12 months straight of crushing.
That was a crazy time. You've had some good Twitter beefs. Like, I mean, your podcast, like the Kate Hall you captured, the Jacqueline Moscow, you got some good juicy stuff up there for the poker drama fans. You
got to, man. It's poker life. It ain't poker fucking successes. It's poker life. You want to see everybody from poker, man. You want to see the crazy people to the nice people, the good people, the bad people, the all people.
Absolutely. And I can't wait for your Dan Bilzerian podcast. You're for sure getting him on in 2017. It's booked, right? 100%.
Yeah, I'm getting Dan Bilzerian. I'm going to get Jimmy, my boy. Dude, Jamie Staple.
I mean, the award is just going to be locked if you get Dan Bilzerian. If you get Dan on and they don't give you the award, oh my God. We looked at the definition of atrocity earlier. That would be it right there.
Atrocity confirmed. I agree with you completely. So you guys, if you're on Twitch, you can watch this back on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/joeingram1. There's podcast videos, PLO videos, some rare videos I made when I was a little bit delirious and I look like a fucking maniac and I like drugs in there. So that's it. I got nothing else. Shout out to everybody. Be back tomorrow, Friday, Wednesday, one of those days. So that's it. Check out Kevin 1 hour from now, 2 hours from now. Doing the pod. That's it. I'm out.
Peace, dude. It was a pleasure, man. And I think we did well. We hit a lot of topics, and thank you for everyone in the chat and comments. And we'll see a lot of you on the stream in a little bit here.
No problem, man. Keep up the good crushing. When you win like the Sunday Million soon, we'll have to have you back on because I'm sure it's coming at some point in time here.
I hope so, brother. And I might see you at the poker awards. Maybe. I'm not sure if I'll be there yet, but hopefully.
Come on, man. We're so close. Just come down. Why not just go? You know who's gonna be there? Kelly Lincoln. You know who's gonna be there?
Oh my God, for sure I'm booked.
Abernathy. Well, I don't know. I think Sam will be. I'm pretty sure Sam will be there. Okay, and
all right, we'll probably see you there then.
I'll introduce you if they're there and you're there. I'm gonna introduce you to anyone you want there that you don't know. I'll introduce anybody there.
You're such a great social connection. No way. Yeah, that's good. All right, dude. That was epic, man. Thank you so much.
That's it. Much love. See you later, everybody.